Hello there, good morning and welcome to You Garden TV. Good morning, Bex.
Good morning, how are we?
Yeah, really good actually.
We had fun last night,
yes,
didn't we?
But Bex very kindly I run a garden club and Bex was there last night with Jenny from You Garden talking about plants.
I know, it was
You've been doing a lot of that recently.
It's fine, I don't mind, I quite enjoy it.
Well, we're going to be talking about some great plants today. We've got loads of fantastic offers. If you are new to the show, we'll tell you all the deals, how to order, all the special things that are going on. But for all of you regulars, we wanted to start off with this brand new offer, which is incredible.
We're really quite keen on this one, aren't we?
The price on this is amazing, actually. You get two of the gorgeous planters. Really like these, don't you?
Yeah, I love these. I've got a couple of these, actually, at home. I've got... What have I got planted in these? I can't remember. But I've got these ones at home.
Bex has got a lot of pots.
I have got a lot of pots. Yeah, they're really, really sturdy, hardy pots, made of stabilised plastic, so they're going to last you for a really long time. They're lightweight, obviously, so you can move them around the garden, and they just look really pretty, don't they? I love the colour.
And I think in the winter time as well, if you've got slightly brighter colours, with your pots, it just looks great.
Yep.
Now, you're also going to get in this offer, if you've never tried our premium professional compost, you're going to get 20 litres of that. So this is a great opportunity to try it. And you also get 55 wonderful bulbs, don't you?
Yes.
Really nice bulbs.
We're getting lovely bulbs. We're getting the Tulip Triumph Red in there, and we are also getting the Narcissus Quail bulbs included as well. So you have got...
Wow.
I mean, you've got everything you need right here to make two absolutely beautiful pots, plus a few extra bulbs, because I don't think you'd put all of those in those two pots.
No, that's a lot of bulbs, 55 for those two pots. But as Bex was saying, the tulips and narcissus are going to work absolutely wonderfully together.
The red and the yellow together.
Perfect.
I mean, that for me is very classic spring planting, isn't it? You've got the really classic... And that red tulip, I think, is an absolute classic when it comes to tulips and the colours. And you're getting those gorgeous daffodils included in there as well. Relatively compact ones, those ones. They're about 25 centimetres, so they're some of the smaller variety included in there. They do have the Royal Horticultural Society Award of Garden Merit, and they are just classic, aren't they? Oh. We love a daffodil in this country.
We do. And these multiple flowers as well.
Yes, multiple flowers on this one,
and what is lovely, you're probably going to get the narcissi come up slightly earlier and then the tulips to follow. So that is absolutely amazing. The deal today, all of that for under £20. That is incredible, isn't it?
Honestly,
it's really good.
Lovely display. If you've got those, I'm such a fan of the pears. I don't know what it is. The symmetry, I really, I just love it.
I agree.
I mean, £10 a pot, basically, to have something beautiful either side of a doorway or either side of, a balcony or whatever. That's going to look gorgeous.
Honestly, seriously, when you work out the value, that is really, really good. And you've got the pots to use forever. You get to try the compost, and you've got those fabulous bulbs as well.
Which will come back for you every year as well. So that's years worth of value you've got included there.
Now, we want you to save money on your postage today, don't we?
Yes, please. Yes, please.
Because you have got £4.99 postage on this. However, we are doing a special offer this week on You Garden TV. When you spend £30 or more, you will get free delivery. So actually, if you can find another thing on the show for just over £10, pop it in your basket and you will get free delivery on your entire order. So even things like the massive apple tree that's coming up,
it's only 12. Isn't it 12?
£12.99, isn't it?
Only £12.99.
Yeah, so, and we've got gorgeous winter bedding, Bex, some brand new bulbs, got all sorts. So do think about putting an order together over £30 and you will get free delivery as well. Now also, there is a special offer code for this show and it's YGTV41.
Indeed.
Bex, what do we get?
Straight down there. You couldn't find the board all day yesterday. I'm on it today.
Bex is like the organised one out of the pair of us. You are. I think it's because you're mum.
I'm a mum.
You have to be,
That's it.
I'm a bit more random and I fly by the seat of my pants a lot of the time.
I mean, I wish I could, to be honest. I will live vicariously through you. Yes, if you enter that code, it will unlock certain deals for you, one of which is the free gift that you get with purchase. So if you're buying anything else, make sure that you add in that code right there, YGTV41, and we will automatically put this into your basket for you. 60 bulbs included in here, worth £9.99. 20 of the mixed Dutch iris included, 20 of the allium molly, and 20 of the triclea included in there. Absolutely free. Yeah, and also any of the promotions that are currently valid for the show, they'll all activate when you put that code in. So that is the golden rule, so make a note of that right now, YGTV41. I know we've said it 3 times, but it's really, really important.
And we'll keep saying it, unfortunately. Sorry if I bore you.
will.
Apologies.
And one other thing, when you check out, you will get like a little message about what you could save if you join the club. We've had, I think we've got over 40,000 members currently with the U-Garden Discount Club. So if you want to do that, it's really worth the money. £5 for the year, and that's on auto renewal, but you can cancel it at the end of the 12 months as well. It gives you all of these benefits, things like 10% off every plant and accessory order. That's including compost, by the way. 5% off every outdoor living and gifts order. And this is amazing, £20 of U-Garden vouchers that you can use throughout the year. You get to use one of those about every 3 months. And then some exclusive offers, competitions and expert advice as well. So really worth doing that. We're both club members. I've probably spent about £250 since I've worked here.
He spent all his wages, basically.
Pretty much.
All of them.
But you know what? I've got some gorgeous plants. I really have. But I have saved a lot of money as well. Now, one of the best sellers from yesterday, we only brought it in really late, actually, is this absolutely incredible apple tree. Do you know what? I'm here, sorry, there. The reason why I think a lot of you bought this is, first of all, the saving. We're clearing stock of this today. £27 is your saving. £27. But also the postage is $6.99 because it's in a big 24 centimetre pot. Be careful, Bex.
That heavy, it's all right. But it is a big pot.
Yeah.
It's a big tree.
It's a huge tree, and it should be £40. It's $12.99. The P&P is $6.99, but again, if you added this to the order of the pots and the bulbs that we've just shown you, you'd actually get free delivery. So do bear that in mind. A lot of you did go for this yesterday. Tell me about the tree, because it's quite an unusual variety, this one, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a lovely variety, the El Shard. Okay, so the apples that you get from this, these beautiful apples.
By the way, I thought these apples were kind of just props, but they're actually from these trees.
No, they are genuinely from these trees.
They've just fallen off.
Okay, so they're gorgeous, lovely red skins that you get on here, blush skins, and the flavour that you get from these. What these are wonderful eating apples, but you can also use them for cooking. So they do have a delicious sweetness to them, but they also have a lovely acidic note in there as well, which then makes them great for cooking too. So this is a really versatile apple for you. If you've never grown fruit trees in your garden, I just want to point out, you do not need an orchard. You do not need a massive space.
No, you don't.
You don't even need to plant these into the ground. We've got some heavy-duty pots on the show. They are actually used for growing fruit trees. They're professional pots for growing fruit trees. So if you thought that you could never have a fruit tree in your garden, either because of space or whatever, I'm here to tell you something different. You absolutely can. This was grafted onto dwarfing rootstock.
So that's a graft there, isn't it?
The graft right here at the bottom. Now what that means, and it's such a skillful, clever process, I wish I had that ability. But yes, it's such a skillful process, and that means that this is going to stay relatively compact for you. We are only talking maybe 2.5 metres ultimate growth.
So you should always be able to really easily pick the apples, basically.
You should always be able to get to them, and hopefully, depending on your space, you will be able to fit this into your garden, your outdoor space.
I'm not being funny, but I would expect at this price to get a bare root apple tree.
Yeah, for $12.99.
You would. This is really well established. It will need repotting, I would say, in the very near future, but this will be already, quite a few years old. It's a mature tree, so you should get a great yield next year, and it is only $12.99. And as we were saying, you can grow it in the ground, but it will be very happy in one of our 30-litre pots.
It really, really will, and it will last you for decades. This tree will outlive me and Shaun without being miserable, but it will. It will last for such a long time.
Gardening is going to keep us young till we're 120.
All right, I'm up for that. No problem at all. These heavy-duty pots are the ones that I was talking about. Now, these are professional growers' pots for growing fruit trees in. One of those reasons is, can you see these holes around the side? This is your drainage. I was going to say irrigation.
Can I just say, Bex is in a really giddy mood today.
I'm giddy today.
You really are. I don't know what's wrong with that.
Very giddy this morning, so apologies. Okay, so we've got the drainage around the side, but we also have the drainage holes in the bottom as well. Vitally important for growing anything, really, but particularly when you're growing, grow your own, growing fruit trees and things like that. We do not want them to get waterlogged. It's one of the biggest problems with growing these sorts of things in pots. So you'll be able to avoid that with these. Shaun, you've had yours for over 10 years.
Do you know what? I've actually got 8 of these. I'm not just saying that I have. I use them every time I garden. So I've got a log burner. I've not got it on yet, but when it goes on, I'll be using it, these to take my logs into the home. Great when you're actually tidying the garden. Obviously the leaves are coming down right now, so fantastic for collecting leaves. Great when you're weeding. In terms of what I've grown in them, I've still got my tomatoes growing in them right now. Still a few tomatoes to pick.
Oh, nice.
I've grown potatoes in these. I've grown raspberries and fruit trees as well in my previous house.
I'm growing a cordyline in one at the moment.
Yes, you are, aren't you?
I have grown strawberries in there, cordyline. I didn't grow my tomatoes in there, but that's a good idea because they like deep rooting, deep planting, don't they?
Yeah.
But yes, you can use them for so many things.
My tomatoes in it have done really well because they've had a lot of space.
Yeah,
you know?
lovely.
But honestly, anybody can grow a fruit tree. This is an amazing deal. I would get the heavy-duty pots as well because you'll use them every single day, and they are only $19.99. But the apple tree, one of the top sellers this week, is only $12.99. And I'm going to say again, I don't want you to pay the postage. So if you get your order to £30, your entire order will be delivered absolutely free of charge. What I love about growing your own, it's so obviously rewarding, but it saves you an awful lot of money. And also, when it comes to the benefits on the environment, when you think, apples that are shipped all the way across the world, when you can actually grow them yourself in your garden. And I do think I'm learning to eat more and more seasonally, rather than, having fruits out of season. I'm just learning to try and eat more, seasonally, which is what we used to do. So much better for the environment. $12.99, 300-244. That is a massive saving today and an incredible deal. If you are buying it, or if you bought it yesterday, we would love to hear from you. Don't forget, you can message us live on YouTube and Facebook right now. We love it when you chat to us. And we are getting, loads of you tuning in on a regular basis. Now, our best-selling product here at Yew Garden, and by the way, we are a massive nursery. We sit in 11 acres of beautiful plants and surroundings. But our best-selling product is actually our compost, isn't it?
It is.
Yeah. I wonder how many bags we've sold, seriously.
Well, they did start counting. I remember Peter saying, they started counting. Peter's our head gardener.
Yes.
I remember him telling me that they did start counting, or they started counting like how many Olympic-sized swimming pools it would fill. And basically they gave up because the numbers just started getting stupidly astronomical.
Yeah, they did. So if you want to try our compost today, $24.98. If you're a club member, you get 10% off that, so it brings it down by about £2.50 as well. But I have to say, it is an absolutely amazing compost, and I've only ever had fantastic results. Are you the same, Max?
Yeah, absolutely. It's got brilliant texture, allowing for roots to breathe, to grow, to really form those strong root balls. And strong root structure, obviously, is strong foundations. It means we're going to get bigger, better, healthier plants. Ingredients included in here are scientifically backed, always going to be consistent for you, giving your plants what we call their 5 a day. It's going to feed them through their journey. And because of the way that this has been made, because it's got like lime in here to balance the pH, what it means is that you can use this compost for anything through from planting your seeds, which I know a lot of people are doing right now. It's seed sowing season.
Yes, for
That's
many varieties.
Say, isn't it? Seed sowing season for lots of things. But seeds all the way through to apple trees and everything in between.
And obviously it's a great time to, if something's outgrown its pot, it's a great time to pot things up. Obviously a lot of you putting together your winter hanging baskets, your winter bedding.
Oh, I did mine the other day.
Yes, I know. I'm really behind. I'm really behind with everything. But anyway, we would love you to try our Prima Professional Compost. And actually, all of the plants that have been grown on the nursery or potted up in the nursery are potted up using this compost. We are going to give you today 2 of the 50-litre bags at $24.98. Again, we'd love to hear from you. I know there are hundreds of great reviews on our website, but we would love to hear from you if you are buying this compost today or if you've used it before, but we know you absolutely love it, and so do we. It's really good. In fact, we're thinking of doing we're looking into setting up a bit of a sort of like blindfold testing on this.
Blind testing, yeah.
Yes, we're going to get a group of gardeners. We're going to blindfold them, and we're going to get them to just feel the compost and smell it, and there'll be lots of other compost there, and see which one they choose. Because I think they choose this just on texture and smell.
Hands down, I think you're absolutely right. I think it's a fantastic idea. We are going to do that.
We are.
I love that idea. I want to be one of the blind testers, please.
Yes, I'm here. But we'd built it.
I won't be able to tell. Would you think?
I
would. I think
we would.
Right,
we've also got for you this morning
the
most stunning peony, and we've got this as either a single or you can double up and get an amazing double up deal, and it is called the Sarah Bernhardt giant peony, very famous French actress.
Very famous French actress, yes, and that's who this is named after, and she is an absolute stunner. Look at that beautiful peony flower.
Oh, just gorgeous.
We do love peonies, don't we? I think
yes.
Lots of us love a peony because they smell gorgeous, because they are big flowers, because they are incredibly beautiful, because they're winter hardy, because they get bigger and better for you every single year, and they just keep increasing their displays. You grow peonies, don't you?
I do, and it's really interesting that, yes, I've had mine because I'm in a fairly new garden, but some of them have been 3 years, and each year they just get bigger and better with more flowers. But my peonies look quite ordinary compared to this. They do, compared to the Sarah Bernhardt.
You're going to get this one, aren't you?
I am. I am.
You were saying yesterday, and I completely understand, because look at those good, the ruffles and the petals that you're getting on there. There are so many of them, and it's a beautiful, it's a lovely pink colour, that, isn't it? I really, really like this.
Now, you've got a choice over the one for $9.99, postage included, by the way, or you can double up two for $14.98. Now, it is a bare root, and you see how beautiful this is. When it arrives, don't go, oh, that's not what I saw.
There's your ugly duckling right there. That's going to turn into something incredibly beautiful. You can see, look, you can see that this is not just some old dead twig. There are shoots coming off this, okay? So a bare root is just a plant in its dormant state, and it's an incredible way to buy plants. It means that you're going to get them really cost effectively, because you haven't paid for somebody's time, you haven't paid for the materials for them to pot it on and grow it on. So it represents incredible value for money. Plus you get better plants in the long run, don't you?
And I've just said, on all the packaging, it always tells things like planting depth, so this is 4 to 6 inches, spacing, 12 to 18 inches if you put in a few of these together, and it tells you when it's going to bloom, and it's there late spring, so it's got all the information on there, and it has, of course, got the plant passport, which is really important as well. But I love saving money as a gardener, and to buy, as you said, a bare root really, really makes perfect sense. And a great time to plant them outbacks,
Absolutely. We're in bare root planting season as well as your, bulb planting season. This is the time to do it. The ground is in really good conditions. It means that you are going to, get ahead of yourself for next year, and you will get, you will get blooms on this next year. It does take a little bit longer to establish as a bare root, but what you get is a better, bigger, healthier plant in the long run. And so you'll probably get a couple of flowers off this next year, but then the following year, it will multiply and it will get better, and it will last you for so many years, reaching about 1 metre in height on this one.
And $9.99 for one, or double up and you get 2 for $14.98. Don't forget, always put your offer code in your basket. That will get you free bulbs worth $9.99, your summer flying bulbs, but also any other offers that are available. And spend over £30 and you will get free postage and packaging here on New Garden TV this morning. But we've got lots to show you, and lots of brand new items as well. But the most popular item right now on the Yew Garden website is the Pansy Cool Wave. And actually, Bex, we were saying, out of all the pansies, we've got lots of different pansies and some other wonderful varieties, but this is the one that seems to outperform any other.
It really does.
Look at
Every
these.
year it outperforms them, and we absolutely adore this one. It is a trailer, okay, and it's the best trailer. We are not talking, 3 or 4 feet in trail, but maybe a foot and a half it will trail for you. So if you're wanting to do your winter displays and your hanging baskets like I just did, planted, look at those roots.
Look at those. I know.
Then this is absolutely the perfect pansy for you to do that with. They are garden ready plants, as we've just shown you. The roots are really healthy. They're in a position to be able to plant out and put them outside right now. So remember that lovely trail you're going to get, which will happen over the edge of pots if you want them to. These aren't just for your hanging baskets.
And actually, I planted mine a few weeks ago. I'm going to bring them in on Sunday to show how well they've done. But because we've had quite a lot of sunshine and the weather's been really good for September and October, we are getting some great growth on our plants at this time of year, which is quite surprising. And these will honestly flower up to 9 months. And what I love, and I remember when I first saw this image, I thought, mine are not going to look as good as that. But they do, and you get so many flowers that you can barely see the leaves on these. They really are incredible. The breeding that you've got with the Pansy Cool Wave is outstanding, isn't it?
Yeah, and it's ridiculously popular, and this is why, because you have seen results, and we've seen results, and that's why people keep coming back for these time after time. And to get 9 months worth of colour out of these, all the way through to May, through the dark, horrible months of, winter, which I'm kind of looking forward to at the moment, but, by January, I'm going to be done. I'm going to be over it. But these are going to provide me joy when I walk in and out of my front door and I see those hanging baskets and those beautiful smiling faces of the pansies, because they're little faces, aren't they? I love pansies. I think they just look like little faces.
You're right, they always put a smile on your face.
They do.
And there's some lovely colours in that mix there. So we are doing an offer today. Buy 10, get 10 absolutely free.
That's your 20 right there. So 2 trays, 20 garden ready plants for you, ready for you to plant out.
And do you know what, Bex?
What are you looking for?
Do you know, just bear with me.
He's always looking for something. He's down here.
No, do you know what? I'm just going to show you, because a lot of garden centres, not a lot of garden centres, because actually the Pansy Cool Wave is actually quite hard to get hold of. But you can actually buy one of these in a garden centre. It's...
Yeah, he's taken it out.
But literally...
I don't know which one he's stolen it from.
If a lot of garden centres will sell individual Pansy Cool Waves for, maybe, I don't know, $2.50, something like that. But... but that seriously, that's what a lot of garden centres will do. Yeah. And certainly that is worth a lot more money.
It's just that. It's that garden ready, just put into a 9cm pot. That is it.
So, bear in mind you're going to get 20 of those. But seriously, a lot of garden centres, that's what you will buy and you'll pay a premium price for it. But all I've done is put it in that pot. Yeah. Yeah. But I'll put that pot back now.
But yeah, this is garden ready, and this is what we're talking about. Look how healthy those roots are. Really nice white roots on there. So you know that these have been looked after. You know that these are cared for, and they are going to just provide you with some absolutely beautiful displays. Look at the little thing.
I know. So they are honestly the best performing pansy that we know.
Love
they
them.
genuinely do flower for up to 9 months of the year. I tend to throw mine away at the end of the season, but you can, if you want to keep them going for next year, then you can literally, as it starts to get hot, they will die down. Just trim them back, put them in a cool place, and they will come back year after year after year. But most people use them as an annual, don't they? And that is at 400967. Orders already coming in. Thank you so much to everyone that's supporting the show. So every week we're still getting busier and more orders coming, which is lovely.
I know, it's lovely. How long have we been here? Is it 7 weeks now? Something
this is
like
our 7th week, yeah.
Yeah, 7 weeks, and it is wonderful. It's the best place to be. We thoroughly enjoy gardening. We both love it, don't we? So
Absolutely
to be able to stand here and talk about plants all day long is just brilliant.
And You Garden are such a well-established company, as many of you know. They actually dispatch millions of plants every year. They've got great customer service, and I always say it, we always say it, if you ever get a delivery and there's something wrong, rather than just putting a negative review, just speak to our customer service first, and they will do their very best to put whatever problem it is right. We want you to always have a good experience. So it's really important. If the odd thing isn't correct, and it only happens very occasionally, because our average rating on FIFA Trustpilot is really high.
It is
really high. But just let us know, and we will do our very best to put it right. Right. Oh, and forgot to mention something. All of our hardy plants, what do they come with?
Ah, yes, winter hardy. If we say something is winter hardy, like your Pansy Cool Wave is, then it comes to you with a lifetime guarantee. Lifetime guarantee, that's crazy. But yes, if it doesn't survive, you've looked after it and you've done everything you're supposed to, we will send a new one out to you. You just need to get in touch with us. All you have to do is cover the postage cost in order to do that.
So,
I think that's great,
I
isn't
think
it?
it just gives you complete
Real
peace of mind. Right, the Pansy Cool Wave, we also have, if you're a bit behind, like me, we actually do have the ready-made hanging baskets. Now, I am seriously, I meant to order them yesterday, but we were working again last night, so I've not ordered them yet, but I will. I'm going to order these today. Because my summer baskets still look great, but there's a frost forecast next week.
There is.
Yeah, and I just know all of my summer baskets are going to go overnight. These are from stock right now. They've been beautifully grown on the nursery. They're in the wicker baskets. 2 of these for $29.98. All you've got to do, Bex, is hang them up.
Yeah, that's it. And they come, as you can see, with the chains included. They're just they're secured at the moment with this here. So all you're going to do is cut this off. That's there for transport. Cut this off, and then you can hang these baskets up. They're not light, by the way. These are, because obviously they're filled with compost, all the rest of it. And these are going to be delivered direct to your door, but you're only a couple of pennies away.
Yes.
From being able to get your free postage.
So I would hate you just to buy these, okay? You are a few pennies away from getting free delivery, because remember, you spend £30, well, over £30 to get free delivery. So we have got some really affordable items on the show. We've got some primulas,
the blushing peach
primulas for $6.49. We've got bulbs for under £10. We've got 300 spring bulbs for $9.99.
That collection's amazing. Or the apple tree.
Yeah.
Fancy in the apple tree. It's only $12.99.
Yeah. So you know what? But it's worth doing. I don't want you to spend $6.99. So bear in mind, you will get free postage if you just buy one other item from the show. Right. We are getting busy about that. Hey, we've also got, now these have just come back in.
Yes, these are new.
Thank you to Craig, who was getting all our plants ready today. These have just come back in, the hardy anemone collection, the Japanese anemones, and you get 3 of these in the 9cm pots. We both fell in love with these when we first saw them, didn't we?
Yeah, they're gorgeous. I do love an anemone. Because you
get... It's not easy to say anemone.
An anemone.
Yeah. My friend calls it the anemones, but I'm sure it's...
Somebody else calls it an anemone. It's saying an before it, that's the problem. Anyway.
I always call them anemones myself. But anyway, 3 of these. Now, these are great for late summer flowering, aren't they?
Yes, absolutely. And you get so many flowers on here as well. So these are going to flower for you August, September, October time. That's why we're bringing them to you now, because what we bring you from Your Garden is things that are of interest in your garden right now, or things that you should be planting in your garden right now. So this is both of those. It is a perennial. You should be planting your perennials in your gardens at the moment. It is of interest in your garden. So this time next year, you will have just the most beautiful flowers, and 3 different varieties included, 2 of which have the Royal Horticultural Society Award of Garden Merit. You're getting that vivid pink one, which is the Prince Heinrich. You also get the Queen Charlotte, which is the light pink one. Those 2 are the ones with the Royal Horticultural Society AGM. And you get the Whirlwind, which is the white one. They just give you bigger and better displays every single year, because it is a perennial. It will, mature, and it will establish, and you will get bigger and better flowers. They're wonderful to put into your borders, because these are going to reach about 1.20 m, in height and
so
spread.
It's a really nice height on those.
Yeah, and the wildlife adore these ones as well.
And I love the fact that they grow really beautifully. They don't need staking or anything like that.
No.
But when there's a little bit of a breeze, I just think they look so attractive. They're really gorgeous. And again, we always like to show this, but look at the root systems.
Yeah, there's some good roots going on in there. That is really nice, strong, you can see some really strong, healthy roots going on in there. It's ready to go out into your gardens. It is a winter hardy plant, so it comes to you with that guarantee from us here at You Garden, which means that we'll replace it for you if it doesn't.
And they will obviously die down in the winter.
Yeah, it will die down in the winter, but please don't be worried about that. That's what it is going to do. But it's really important to get these planted out now, because you're getting ahead on next year. If you wait until springtime to plant these out, first of all, we don't know what the ground conditions and the weather conditions are going to be like in spring. We have snow in Easter and all sorts. We don't know, whereas we do know right now the ground is in a really good condition.
And actually, I don't know if you looked at the weather forecast next week, but it's really bright and sunny. It will be a bit chilly at night because we're getting full sunshine where I live all week.
Yes.
But it's going to be a really good week for planting. And we always aim to dispatch and deliver within 5 to 7 working days. But a lot of the orders, and we've been looking at your comments on social social media, a lot of orders coming through, sometimes even the next day.
Yeah,
you
absolutely.
know?
I experienced that as well. And if you are worried, we do have a product on the show called Strulch that you can use to mulch your plants if you're planting them out into the ground. I know plenty of you have wonderful greenhouses, don't you, Shaun?
I do have a nice
that I'm incredibly jealous of, that one day I will get.
I tell you what, I did wait many years to get. Before I just had one of those plastic ones, which was actually really good.
Yeah, no, I know. I need to get one of those.
Yeah.
I'm using my conservatory as a greenhouse at the moment. That's
actually, yeah.
I mean, they've got a nice big conservatory I can use as a greenhouse. That's fine.
But they are fully hard anyway, your Japanese anemones. $14.97, 480-128. We did mention Strulch. This has become one of the most popular products here at Yew Garden. We've got a 9-kilo bag for $22.99, and there are so many benefits of Strulch. So many benefits.
I mean, the biggest one at this time of year is as that mulch. You know, we should be putting all of our plants, you know, to bed. We're giving them a duvet. We should be looking after all of them, whether they're winter hardy or not. I think, you know, it's a good habit to get into. So this is a fantastic product, first of all, to use as a mulch. It makes our beds and borders look really neat and beautiful.
Think it does.
Look, that nice uniform look. Go on, you were going to say something.
No, just because when you look at the borders, you imagine that's all going to blow away, but
it
doesn't. Yeah,
it's bizarre. It really doesn't.
Now, if you've got a real problem with slugs and snails, you know, it's the perfect solution. It doesn't kill them, so obviously because they are important to, you know, the environment and to our gardens. And I know our hedgehogs love their slugs, don't they?
Yes, absolutely. We want all those things in our garden.
But we don't want them eating our plants.
No.
So this is the slugs just basically hate the feel of this, so they just move on and go elsewhere. And you actually put Strulch around your pots of hostas and Urbex, and what a difference it made.
I really did. So a couple of years ago, I planted a hosta because I love them, and within 2-3 days, honestly, the whole thing was decimated, completely eaten, gone. Slugs and snails had they had a party. But this year, I planted some hostas into pots. I put the Strulch around the top, and those 3 hosta survived all through the season. They're still looking fantastic now, so it's really good for that too.
And great for improving soil structure as well. So if you
like, it's a weed suppressant.
Yes.
And it helps to retain the moisture in the ground.
It's a good egg.
There's so many things.
It really is. It's one of. You know, like, have you got any annoying friends that are good at everything?
Yeah, his name's Stuart.
Yeah, that's that's our head of technical here. But yeah, seriously, Strulch is like that. It's just good at so many different things.
So many things.
So I'd love you to try that if you've never ordered before. But brand new today as well, we have got the most stunning Divine Tulip collection. A lot of you said, oh, we love tulips. Could you do, you know, a bit of a mixture rather than do like 50 of all the same one? So we have got this absolutely exquisite collection today for only $14.97. I don't think it gets better than this, do you?
I know, you're getting 3. I mean, these are really popular varieties that we're talking about here. We've got Spring Green, which is the lovely one at the bottom here.
I think that's unusual, don't you?
It's so lovely. I really like that one. We've got the Apricot Fox. Oh, I'm in love with that peachy, pinky, apricot-y colour. That's absolutely gorgeous.
And then look at the Gavota.
The Gavota, yeah, that one's a bit outstanding as well, isn't it? Just something a bit different. Very, very popular. So the Gavota has the Royal Horticultural Society Award of Garden Merit. Obviously, it is bold, it is bi-coloured, it is beautiful, and it's quite regal, I think, with those colour combinations. I mean, I love tulips. They're actually my favourite bulb, but I think that collection is pretty amazing. I think that's beautiful. Ooh. And then we've got the Spring Green, which also has the Royal Horticultural Society Award of Garden Merit. That's the one at the bottom. I think that's interesting
really
colours.
Because you've got, well, look at it close here. It's like a slight yellowy cream, but then the green. Yeah. That's really unusual. I know, I love that one too. I love it. And the Apricot Fox, which I think is my favourite. I don't know, I'm attracted to those kind of apricot pinky colours, as you can tell by the top I'm wearing today. But as a collection of tulips, I think you could mix all of those up together, couldn't you? Or you could have them individually in pots. You know, they're obviously colour-coded by their bags. You know what you've got. It tells you the height they're going to reach. It tells you the planting depths, etc. And they are incredible quality, the bulbs that we bring you. I was just going to show, because I know here at Yew Garden we you know, really do pride ourselves on the quality of all of our products. But if you buy bulbs elsewhere, sometimes I've bought bags of bulbs from, you know, the sheds, as I call them, the big.
Yeah.
And then I thought, that's a good deal. Then I open up the bag, and like several of them are soggy. Some are really small, so they're not big enough to produce a flower.
Yeah.
Every bulb that you get here from your garden has already got the embryo of a tulip in there. You can see there they're really firm. You've got the skin around there to protect it. They're of a really good size.
Yeah, and these that
So
are
they're graded.
on this tray here, by the way, we haven't gone through and selected the
No.
best ones. This was just a bag of tulip bulbs,
Yeah.
and we opened them and put them on here.
Yeah. Slightly different variety, but that gives you an idea of the quality.
Yeah, they're really good.
And as Beck said, you always get all the instructions in terms of planting depth on all of the packaging, but really, really brilliant quality. I really think I'm going to go. I've not placed an order this week yet.
God, what's wrong? Are you feeling all right?
Well, I was on a cruise last
sure
week.
you're
I'm not
okay?
allowed to mention
Oh,
the cruise.
my
by
word,
the
were
way.
you on a holiday?
I'm not allowed to mention it. But I've only just come back, but I'm there on my list. I've been told I cannot mention the cruise that I was on.
You had a lovely time, though.
I did, although it did have plastic plants outside.
I can't cope with that. But I get it, maybe on a boat. It's going to be quite hard to look after, isn't it?
Yeah, but I've been on others that have got real plants, and I do like the
there
real
you
plants.
go.
But that's just me.
You need to spend more money, clearly. Get on better cruises.
It was a great cruise, actually. I mean, honestly, it was a great cruise, so I'm not
Good.
complaining. But I do love those tulips, really do.
Yes.
We're going to move on, though, to
Violas.
our violas next. Now, I know a lot of you are going for the Pansy Cool Wave, but I think violas really work well with all types of pansies. Slightly smaller flower, but lots more of them.
Yeah, loads of them.
Look at them.
Again, we've got those beautiful little faces that you get with your violas. I think these work quite well, personally, with your Pansy Cool Waves.
Yes, I agree.
Because you get your Pansy Cool Waves, they're the trailing variety. You'll put those around the edges of your pots, around the edges of your hanging baskets, and then you'll get your violas that'll sit in the middle, because these are going to sit nice and upright for you. These aren't a trailing variety. These are going to sit, they stay nice and compact, about 20 by 20 centimetres. They're winter hardy as well, so these aren't ones that you need to worry about at all. They're attractive to wildlife, and you know, they give them that sort of early season feed.
And I love, you've got so many different colours and varieties, and you can see so many of the little heads have got 2 or 3 colours on the one flower, which is really nice. So this one here, you've got kind of like the magenta with the little cream edges, and then you've got the yellow in the centre. So lots of different colours and varieties. And they're called the Jump Up mix, because I do think they kind of jump up at you and jump out, don't they?
Yeah, they do. They're nice and upright. They stay upright and, you know, they're perky.
That's a good word. Yes, perky violas for you this morning. Hope you're feeling just perky like this morning, by the way. Our wonderful viewers, we love you watching us live on YouTube, Facebook, and of course on the You Garden website as well. If you ever miss a show, by the way, you can watch it on Catch Up as well. Good morning, Malcolm, by the way.
Good morning, Malcolm.
Just hello to us. He's one of our regulars, isn't he?
He is indeed, yep. Message us. Let us know.
Yeah, and if
Send
you
us pictures of your gardens. I love looking at people's gardens.
And tell your friends about the show, A New Garden, if you can.
Yes, please.
Yes, we would love that.
Means we get to keep coming here.
Well, we've increased to 3 days a week. So
we
that's
have,
good,
yay.
Yes.
Yay.
So we're always with you now on a Wednesday and a Thursday, and live on a Sunday, 10 until 2. Now, I keep going on about it, but I want you to get free postage today. I want everyone that's ordering to get free postage. All you need to do is spend over £30. So maybe if you've got a few things in your basket right now, say if you've got the apple tree in your basket, you'll currently have a £6.99 postage, or the pre-planted hanging baskets, you'll have a £6.99 postage. We can erase that if you get to over £30, and this is the most affordable item on the show.
Yeah, this one is only £6.49, so if you think you've got that £6.99 postage, and you get into the over 30 and you put this in your basket, you'll get your free postage and you'll save 50p.
Yeah.
Plus you'll get a lovely perennial, winter hardy, gorgeous, come back for you time after time plant. That's pretty good, isn't it?
So milk the system, that's all we say.
Yeah, well, why not?
Get to £30,
Absolutely.
Get free delivery. But these are really pretty, and they're actually called Pretty Polly, the blushing peach here. And Bex, you described these almost like flowers on a wedding cake.
I do.
Yesterday.
I think it looks like gorgeous icing on a wedding cake. I think they're so pretty. You can see where that name comes from, the Pretty Polly blushing peach. They have a lovely peach colour, and they've got that lovely pink blush going on in there as well. I love primulas for a few different reasons, because you get you know, gorgeous colour from them, because they work well as a, you know, a shade lover. They're a woodland flower, so they do like us to be able to recreate those situations. Not deep shade, but, you know, under trees, dappled shade, under those areas where it can be tricky to get other things to grow. Your primulas are going to do absolutely beautifully in there.
And I mean, when you look at each individual flower, and you'll get, you know, hundreds of these over the season,
you will.
They're really divine, aren't they?
I think they're gorgeous.
They're almost like, I see them also as like mini roses as well.
They
do you?
are, yeah, definitely got that lovely little rose shape going on, and they're going to naturalise for you, so they will multiply. And you were saying it's quite easy.
Yeah, I've
tear them apart.
Yeah, I mean, once you got to big clump, I dig up the whole clump, and it's quite easy to divide and separate them. Yeah. And the great thing is now there's so many videos online that you know, if you just type in how to divide a bunch of primulas, and it's easy. I'm a bit of a rough gardener. Yeah, I am. I am, but it works for me.
Yeah, listen, we've all got to try our own thing.
Yeah, I'm never too precious. I never kind of, I never worry too much. But anyway, you know, that's me as a gardener. I've got some friends in the gardening club, and they will think about things for
meticulously.
Yes. I'm a bit like, right, let's get on with it.
Let's give it a go.
Yeah, but they are easy to divide.
I'm going to add this one because I've got a few. I'm a big fan of so I've got a lot of standards. I've got a lot of sort of lollipop-shaped trees in my borders. So I've got a couple of that, a few of those areas. I'm thinking about adding these, and I think the colour of them is so pretty.
So again, if you just need to get your basket, if you're a little bit short of that £30, add the Pretty Polly peach there, and get your order to over £30, and you get free delivery. But they're really nice. In the summer, they will die back, obviously a little bit. They become a little bit insignificant. But every, autumn and winter, they will bounce back, and you're just going to get more and more and more. 649 480 866. Really like those. But one of the best sellers this week on New Garden is our agapanthus. Now, I want to show you the size of this. Again, this has got, it's half price. It's got $6.99 postage. You'll see why, but you can get rid of that postage again by getting to over £30. But look at that.
It's huge.
This is a really mature agapanthus.
It's a big one. Has this one got postage? I can't read that.
£6.99 postage, because it's probably this in the apple tree, probably the heaviest items on the show.
It's a big plant. So this is definitely one, if you're adding it into your basket, you want to get your basket over the £30. It is luscious, it is healthy, it is established. You will get flowers on this next year, and that's really important to put across to you with agapanthus, because baby agapanthus, new ones, they can take a few years before they'll actually send up their flowers. This one, you will get flowers on this next year, and you'll get 2, 3, 4 maybe actual big flower spikes.
And again, we are, this is one of the items we want to clear as much stock as possible right now. I was saying yesterday that I used to work in a garden centre when I was a student. It was a really posh garden centre in London, in Chelsea. And it was a long time ago. But we'd get lots of really rich people and celebrities go there. And something like this, they would buy in full flower in peak season and spend a fortune, and I used to do that as well. I'd go to garden centre and I'd see something looking magnificent as I walked in and buy it. But actually, it's really, to buy an agapanthus in full flower, it's not actually that great. No. Because what you want to do is get this in the ground, get it settled, and establish it now, and then you're going to get these amazing blooms next year. This is a tall variety, isn't it? This
is one of the tall varieties, yes. I mean, you can get shorter varieties, but this is going to be the show-stopping, metre tall, maybe even a little bit taller.
Wow.
Once you get those flower spikes coming out the top of there, you get this lovely, luscious kind of bed of foliage at the bottom, and then these tall, strong, sturdy flower spikes coming out the top that hold those flowers, those firework displays of flowers, nice and proud above the top of that foliage. They are absolutely stunning. They really are the look at me of the flower world.
Now, they do like a sunny spot.
Sunny, as much sun as you can possibly give them.
Because they come from Africa, don't they?
They are. They're called the African lily. That's the other name you might know them as. So plant them in as much sun as they can possibly take, and also they want a hug, which is very cute. They do want their roots to be restricted. They like a hug, so they're a perfect pot plant. If you want to repot this, I wouldn't go too much bigger than the pot it's already in. Don't be tempted to go too large, but if you want to plant it into the ground, you absolutely can. There's just some tips and tricks to follow. You can plant a pot into the ground and then bury that. You can dig a hole, and then surround it with stone, and then put the plant in so it feels like it's being restricted. Or Shaun's tip is plant it into a border where there's lots of other plants, because then it feels like the roots are restricted anyway.
But that is seriously an amazing deal today. We've obviously got quite a lot of these in the nursery, clearing the stock right now, half price, saving $17.50, and that will be magnificent next year because it is already really well established. That is a mature agapanthus. And I love the fact we've got different varieties of agapanthus, but this is one of the really big ones. So we are looking at, almost a metre in terms of height. Totally winter hardy, by the way. It will die down in, obviously, the winter, but it'll come back bigger and stronger year after year after year. And I think out of all the plants I've got in my garden, the agapanthus, it is a bit of a showstopper, isn't it? It's not one of those plants that just gets lost. It really does stand out absolutely magnificently. But really popular. And just to remind everybody, if you're looking for winter bedding, we have got our buy 10, get 10 free with our Pansy Cool Wave. So a quick reminder, if you've never grown this before, it is, for me, the best performing pansy that I've ever come across. I first discovered it through Yew Garden probably about 3 years ago now. So it flowers for up to 9 months of the year, and I honestly don't know another pansy that will flower that long. It produces masses of flowers. It just will not stop. And, it can get to a stage where there are so many flowers you barely see the leaves. And it also trails, not massively, but it gently cascades over the edges of baskets and tubs. The only thing I will say, don't forget, sometimes in the winter, you still need to water, particularly when it's like really wet and windy. Not wet and windy, sorry, windy. Yeah. It can dry things out. And also, do feed, not as much as in the summer, but, those pansies, if you've got blooming fast, it's on our website, just give them a feed now and again in the winter.
Yeah, completely.
Right, you've got some tulips next, Bex.
I got some more tulips for you. The Red Riding Hoods, which are so lovely. I like the bright red colour. There's something about that red colour. It's kind of... Again, it's a look at me, isn't it? Look at me.
My mum's partially sighted, and we've learnt that bright colours in her garden, she can see red, she can see really well.
Very good.
So we tend to, at the back of her garden, we do hanging baskets, and we always have red in there. So when she's sitting in a conservatory, she can look out and she can see, which is nice,
That's good.
She used to love all pale and pastel colours, but they don't work for now. But what about the leaves, Bex? Come on.
Yeah, the leaves are absolutely gorgeous on this one. This is a bit of a point of difference with this, as opposed to other tulips. Normally they've got lovely strappy green leaves, but this one has that lovely purple dark mottling to the leaves as well. So in actual fact, this isn't all about that flower, which is stunning, obviously, but there is just that added interest going on with that mottling to the leaves as well. It's got the Royal Horticultural Society Award of Garden Merit, so this is a proven performer. When I tell you about that, please don't think it's a throwaway comment. It's really, really important. The Royal Horticultural Society really do know what they're talking about. And when it's been given the Award of Garden Merit, it means that they have taken it, they've tested it, trialled it really rigorously, and it has to meet a whole bunch of criteria before they will award it that Garden Merit Award. Yeah. And this has it, which means
it is impressive.
It's a proven performer in our kind of British gardens.
Double up deal as well on these. So $24.999, or you can get for 2 lots for $14.99. I was just thinking, when I plant bulbs, they are a bit like hidden treasure, because I always forget, I do forget sometimes where I've planted them and which bulbs I've planted. And then suddenly springtime comes and the bulbs start to poke their heads through, and it's wonderful. And then, I know when your first tulips come into flower, it's quite magical, isn't it?
It's the most exciting time of the year.
It is.
Because by then, and we are so bored of winter by then. We're so over it, aren't we?
Most of us, yeah.
Most of us. I definitely am.
Yeah.
I'm a summer girl all the way. I'm just done. I'm sick of the cold. I'm sick of the dark days. And when you start seeing those green shoots, it fills me with hope. It fills me with joy. The light is coming. The warmth is coming. And that's what tulips
You're so right.
signify. And I think it's tulips in particular. Well, tulips, daffodils, those spring flowering bulbs, that is what it signifies. Yeah. And also, I'm totally excited when I see little green shoots coming out of the ground, because I haven't got a Scooby-Doo what I put in there.
Yeah,
Not a clue.
as I said, I'm the same.
I don't know what I planted
Yeah.
where. What is it going to be? I think it's quite exciting.
Good morning, by the way. Welcome to You Garden TV. Thanks for joining us. We are with you today until 1 o'clock, and then we've got an afternoon show 2 till 4
Yes, we
as
have.
well. But if you got any questions, comments, then do come through. But what I'm going to do is just remind you of some of the great plants and bulbs we've seen so far, and also give you a quick reminder of some of the offers that we've got. Now, we started with that amazing apple tree. This is a steal. And this is a variety that is both an eating and can be used as a cooking apple as well. It's normally £40. It's in a big 24 centimetre pot. It won't grow too tall, so we're talking about 2.5 metres max, because it's on dwarfing rootstock, but it can even be grown in a big 30 litre pot as well. Today, that is £12.99. Now, don't forget, postage and packaging, this is heavy, it's big, it would be £6.99. If you get your order to over £30, your delivery will be absolutely free. So do bear that in mind. That is an amazing apple tree. You know, I think every garden, you know, ideally should have a little area of fruit and veg, and that is just a brilliant tree to get right now. You're gonna have apples for years and decades. Now we've also got, I thought this first deal was incredible actually, and it's our tulip and narcissi planting bundle. So you get the triumph red tulip, an absolute classic, an absolute beauty. So you get a big bag of those. Then you'll also get the daffodil quail in those as well. So multiple flowers on those, but we are going to include 20 litres of our premium professional compost. If you've never tried it, this is a great opportunity to get it home, to feel it, to smell it, to use it. And you'll also get 2 gorgeous 12-inch planters as well. It's an amazing bundle, that one, and it is available today, brand new, at just £19.95. You can check out more details, of course, on the You Garden website, 201204. I love that bundle, and it's really good value. Then we've got our Japanese hardy anemones, completely winter hardy, late summer flowering, and these will grow you know, a metre or so in terms of height. So I think anemones are so beautiful. They don't need staking either. That's one of the things I do really like about them. They don't need staking. They will hold their own. I love the way that the flowers kind of gently dance in the breeze, and they just give you the most wonderful displays. And they're actually half price today. You get 3 different varieties there, all in 9 centimetre pots. And as we keep saying, it's a brilliant time to plant your perennials right now. They can settle in over the winter and be even more glorious and bigger and stronger and better in 2024. Now, if you're looking for some really exotic tulips, this is a brand new collection on You Garden this Thursday, and it's the dual colour collection. So you get 20 of the spring greens, 20 of the apricots, and 18 of the gavotas as well. I think they're all wonderful. I mean, I'm finding it hard to choose. There's the gavotas, by the way, in that fabulous kind of purple and yellow. The great thing is you don't have to choose with these. You get all 58 bulbs for £14.97. I think they're really quite striking, don't you? Really lovely varieties there. And all of our bulbs, really high quality in terms of size and performance. 600400. Nice easy number, that one to remember. Then also we brought you the violas. Now the mix here is called the Jump Up Sorbet. I love violas. A lot smaller flowers than a pansy, but you get more of them, of course. And again, these are really hard-working, they're fully hardy, and even when it's really, you know, if we do get like heavy snow and things like that, heavy frost, yes, they will look, they look frozen to death, but the moment the snow melts, the moment those frosts clear, they will just bounce back and give you this amazing mix of colour. And they're really bright and vibrant. I think it's quite fun, this one. You've got lots of different colours, lots of dual colours in each of the flowers. Some have even got 3 colours in them actually. So it's a brilliant, brilliant mix. Lots of fun, lots of varieties in there, and just £12.98. 410036. Now the most affordable item in the show is our Primula Pretty Polly. Now these are amazing. They are seriously, seriously amazing. So pretty. You've got a gorgeous combination of yellow with pink, and they're quite delicate looking. You know, there's nothing really over the top bright or garish about these, but I love the fact that they're almost like mini little roses, aren't they? And the great thing is, you'll know with primulas, they come back year after year. They're great in a shady spot. You'll get bigger and stronger clumps as they develop and mature. And if you've got maybe a basket that's just shy of £30 right now, pop those in there and then you will get free delivery on your entire order. So that's any order today over £30. And something like the apple tree that's got £6.99 postage, or the pre-filled hanging baskets at £29.98, just pop these in your basket and you'll suddenly save £6.99 postage. So it makes sense because these are only £6.49. So do bear that in mind. I think nearly everybody did spend over £30 yesterday. In fact, some customers were putting together baskets of £70 or £80. 2 people actually yesterday put in orders under £30. That's fine if there's just one or two things that you want to order, but if you can get your basket to £30, you will get free delivery. Now also, don't forget our amazing buy one get one free with our Pansy Cool Wave. So buy 10 plants and get another tray of 10 absolutely free. And one thing I will say, and I know this from my own experience, when it comes to winter bedding, don't leave it too late, because if you plant your winter bedding in November, and you can do it, will survive, but there might not be enough light around, enough high temperatures for it to really, really grow a lot. If you plant it now while it's still warm and there's still a reasonable amount of sunlight around, it gets time to establish. So honestly, sometimes I've left it till the end of November to do my winter bedding, and it doesn't then really do much till springtime. Plant it now and you're going to get so much more over the winter months. So if you'd like to go for those 10 plants, but it's a buy one, get one free. The other thing I want to mention, you do need to use that offer code, because that will give you all of the promotions and it will give you your free bulbs today as well. So bear in mind, YGTV41, that's the code today, and you're going to get all of these free, and that's 60 summer flying bulbs.
Yeah, 60 of
that's
them.
That's your freebie. 20
of each of those. It's worth £9.99, which I think is a great price actually for 60 bulbs, first of all. But yeah, all summer flowering bulbs, allium molly, Dutch iris, Tritelia, free. That's the big bit, free.
And any of the promotions will automatically kick in when you add that code to your basket. If you forget the code, and I forgot it once, and suddenly I looked, I'd had a big glass of wine, I was tired, and I forgot to put the code in, and then I looked, and I thought, because the confirmation comes through, and you can check everything off, and I looked and thought, hang on, that's not right, and it's because I've forgotten to put the code in. So I paid more and didn't get my free gift. I know. So it happens to the best of us.
It does indeed. That's why we do keep reminding you to put that code in.
I felt so stupid there. Right, I have honestly got my eye on these hanging baskets because I'm a bit behind. I've not got time to do everything this year. And do you know what? If I can just buy a couple of those, or maybe 4 of them, put them up next week.
Yeah, brilliant. And they're going to just keep getting better for you. They look fantastic already, but remember that these are filled with the Pansy Cool Wave. So these are going to trail and cascade. They're going to trail over the edge of this basket. And it's a gorgeous rattan basket that you're getting included here. But this is going to trail over the edge of there for you, almost obscuring that basket, because it'll trail by about, about 40 centimetres,
I think these will
30,
come
40 centimetres.
Potentially right down to about here.
Absolutely. Yeah. And they will just flower for you constantly, all the way through till probably May, maybe even into June, depending on the weather conditions, all the way through those winter months, all the way through that horrible... Look at those little faces.
So I've just done a really good route around it. They are so well developed already, aren't they?
They are. They're really well developed.
And all pansies, by the way, are edible.
You're eating the pretty face. They do. They taste nice and peppery, actually. They're quite lovely.
Do you know, it's only recently, from watching some of the chefy shows,
totally doing it,
that I've started to eat pansies. They're really actually really tasty, aren't they?
They've got a nice...
Peppery.
It is peppery.
Yeah.
Not overly so. Not like rocket.
They're really nice.
Although I like rocket.
Anyway, I better stop eating them.
Well, that's quite nice.
It is really nice. Let's have breakfast. Well, actually, we've not been very healthy this morning. I brought in jam donuts.
I know, right. So my belt was fitting a few weeks ago. and I've had to take it down a notch. It's a problem.
I've got into this really bad habit of buying us all a latte in the morning and something naughty. Like yesterday it was a bacon and sausage bat. Today it was a donut.
I mean, I'm not complaining.
So
I quite like it.
As the show progresses over the years, you might, as well as your plants growing, you might see us growing as well. But it's a nice start to the day. But I love those pre-planted baskets.
They're awesome.
Look, you're a few pence shy of your £30. If you are buying the baskets, just pop something in. Let's give you an example. So, you can see here, we've got our Pansy Cool Wave, buy one, get one free. Got our apple tree in there. Oh! So we've still got... So what's our basket there? $27.98. And then we've got our postage. Right. So what should we buy to get our basket over £30? Because we've got £6.99 postage. These are good. These are $6.50. Let's add them to the order. And there you go, brilliant, the postage is gone. So actually, we're spending 50 pence less and we've got more plants in our basket. So it really is worth doing. But don't forget, you have to put that offer code in today, which is YGTV41. Pop that in and then you will get all of your free summer bulbs. Also, you see there's a little message. I talked about our discount club. It says there, save a further $3.45. So we've added that to the basket. All right, we spent £5, but we've already saved £3.45. And there's loads of other benefits of joining the club.
Obviously, that £5 spend, you don't have to spend that every time you place an order. That's your year's membership.
Yeah,
so even
though
you're only saving £3.45 now, you will start saving more and more every single time that you place an order. So that £5 spend to join the club is going to really work for you.
And actually, this morning. We'd love to hear from you. Have you become a club member? How are you finding the club? Let us know, won't you? So you can remember messages. I'm Shaun Ryan. I'm known on social media, Shaun Ryan, S-H-A-U-N, Ryan, presenter and plant man.
And I am Bex with an X.
I love the way you said that, Bex with an X. I feel like I should be bursting into rap Bex.
Bex with an X, Edwards. Look for my garden and you'll find me on Facebook and Instagram. I've been doing some videos this week. I planted my baskets and I planted some garlic.
Yes.
Done some garlic.
Oh, I've not seen that one.
I posted it this morning at about 6:30 and I've never grown garlic, so I'm quite excited.
Oh, I'm excited about that.
Excited.
I've never grown garlic, actually.
No,
I'm very excited.
Apparently it's super easy.
Well, we'll see.
I'll let you know.
We'll see. I'm just thinking, you should get your two boys, because Bex is number two, you should get them to do a nice rap with Bex with an X. Yeah, that'd be hilarious.
Go well.
Anyway, if you'd like to follow us on social media, we'll show you what we're doing in our gardens. We would love that. Shaun Ryan, presenter and plant man, and
Bex Edwards, my garden. But we update you on things that are happening here.
Yeah, we do.
It's not just our garden.
Yeah.
We do actually tell you about the shows and things.
And most importantly, we want to hear from you. We want to see your gardens.
Yeah.
We want to know what you've been.
I love looking at people's gardens.
Yeah, I do.
I love it.
Yeah, I do too.
Look in your garden.
And I mean, Elaine showed me some pictures of her garden. She's one of our regulars. It was so lovely to see. It's
I really enjoy it.
You wonderful viewers. It's fantastic. It really is.
I really enjoy it.
And Neil sent pictures in.
Oh.
Well, there's some great pictures. You're a talented bunch out there. But we've got gardeners of all different levels. A new garden. Our tagline is gardening for everyone, isn't it?
Yeah, and it's really important, and we do want to make it for everybody, whether you're super experienced or, brand new to it. We do have products for absolutely all of you to make you, hopefully a better gardener.
Yeah. Now, Neil is watching. I always think Neil's working during the day. Maybe he's working and watching.
I think he secretly watches, so I'm all right with it.
So what's Neil's got a question about you, Bex. Do you remember the Six Hills giant?
I do, yeah.
The Nepeta.
How deep does it grow? What, the roots?
Or does it mean width?
How deep does it grow? Do you know what? I don't know. I'm going to be honest, Neil. I've never grown it. It's Nepeta, so I imagine it's a bit like the other one. I don't think it's a massive...
Maybe it's got a shallow border. If that,
maybe.
I tell you what,
I don't think it's a shallow root. I'm just looking at it and what I think it looks like. I don't think it's a shallow rooter. I would suggest it's a medium one, but I honestly, don't know. We'll find out.
I think our head gardener Peter's in today, so we'll get back to you, Neil, if that's okay.
Sure. Yeah, of course. Listen, I'm always going to be honest. If I don't know, I will let you know. But we will find out the answer.
Because actually, neither of us have ever grown that one.
No.
So we will find out, Neil, and get back to you if that's all right. Peter McDermott, our head gardener, will certainly let us know.
Of course he will.
Yes. Right. Going to talk about compost again. So, honestly, I would love every single customer to try our compost. Now, we don't claim it to be the cheapest, although, to be honest...
It's good value.
It is. Especially bear in mind you get your free bulbs as well, worth $9.99. But we do believe it's the best compost that we've ever tried. Well, I know it is. I've never tried any compost as good as this one.
Of course, you can go and you can buy cheaper compost.
Yeah.
And we've both done it, haven't we?
Yeah,
and
do you know what?
is a false economy when you do it, I promise you.
Do you know, this is a true story. Right? So Peter McDermott, our head gardener here, you know, obviously the top guy here, I'd once run out of compost. And I was in the middle of gardening, and I thought, oh God. So went to the big store, and I'm there with another compost on my trolley, and I bump into Peter.
Oh my word!
Seriously, I've never been so embarrassed.
I bet you were.
His face. I was
looking.
like, look, Peter ran out of compost. But it was nowhere near as good as this. So I always try and stay stocked up.
I do need some.
Generally speaking, I always make sure I've got a few spare bags. But anyway, $24.98. That's for 2 50-litre bags. Postage is included. Let's just go through the composition that you've got with this, because there is a science to this compost.
There is a science, yeah, absolutely. It's backed by science. It's filled with some of the most incredible ingredients that are always the same every time you buy it. So, you know, you've got real consistency with this. So I always start with the texture, because I think it's really important. Obviously, the ingredients make up the texture. But as I compact this into a ball, watch what happens as I release that. Look at how that just crumbles and breaks away, okay? That is really, really important. That texture, we know, don't we, Shaun? This is the most beautiful texture of compost. It means that roots can get in here, they can breathe, which is really important. They can grow, they can get strong, and they will give you this wonderful root ball, this wonderful root structure. It's about getting the best foundations for your plants that you can possibly get. The best foundations means that you'll have bigger, better, stronger, healthier plants. I found that, you found that.
100%.
Loads of our customers have.
And it's... You know, it is false economy. Some of my friends, you know, they'll just think, oh well, that'll do, and then they complain that the hanging baskets don't look as good as mine, you know, and they're why do your pots look so good, you know, and a lot of it is down to you know, not just the plants that we buy, it's the compost that we use.
It's so important.
It is.
Know, this is what's going to feed our plants. So texture one. But it's the ingredients, and it gives our plants what I like to describe as their 5 a day. You know, we need our 5 a day. We cannot live on water alone, and neither can our
you're
plants.
Not going to live just on that sugary donut I got you earlier.
No, I might add some vegetables in there.
Yeah, I think you might need to.
Today, yes. But yeah, we need 5 a day, and so do our plants. So we have in here. I'm going to find one of the little green balls. There we go. Found 2. That is a slow-release fertiliser. There's loads of these throughout the compost. That's going to feed our plants for a good 6 months once we plant these out. We have a wetting agent in here. We've got composted wood fibres in here. You can see all these fibres running through it. That helps with the texture, but it also allows for even water distribution. It helps with water retention in there as well. We've got lime in here to balance out the pH, making it a really good all-round compost, no matter what you're using it for. We've also got 3 different types of peat in here, the black and white peat. Now, I know that, you know, look, there's an environmental issue with that. It has been reduced over the years. It's less than 50% of the volume of this compost is made up with that, okay? And all of those ingredients work harmoniously together to provide you with something that's going to give you results. If you've been struggling, if you've been wondering why you're not getting the results, as Shaun was saying, this could be one of the reasons. If you're buying the cheapest compost, if you're buying the thing that's, oh, that one's on offer, I'll have that one, that could be the root of all your problems.
Yeah. And also, you know, just from a practical point of view, we deliver this absolutely free of charge. You can buy as much as you like, we'll deliver it all free of charge. You will get your free bulbs, your summer bulbs worth $9.99 as well. Just use the code YGTV41, of course. So really easy for you to say have this delivered free of charge to your door. But also, do you know what I'm thinking as well? We've got a lot of club members. Actually, with your 10% discount, it does bring the price down to just over £22.50. So actually for 100 litres, really, really good value for money as well. But I'd love you to try it. We've got amazing reviews on our website for it. And I swear by it. And over the years, we must have sold hundreds of thousands.
Oh, there's so
of
many.
bags.
It's the most popular product.
Yeah, it is.
It's the most popular. I mean, there's lots of the plants that are wonderful, but it's the most popular.
Yeah. And actually, we on the previous channel we used to both work for, about a third of the orders that went through
it was
with
a third,
compost.
All on that.
Yes. Now, good morning. We are live, of course, right now with You Garden TV, and we have got some fantastic offers. Now, Bex is doing the palm dance there, you probably noticed. But this is
New take on the palm dance.
But this is seriously a fantastic Washington Robusta cotton palm. Only £9.99. It's actually got a £10 saving today. And again, just look at the postage, £6.99 postage. It's a big palm that'll come in a really big box, but that postage will disappear if you spend over £30. This is one of my favourite palms to grow in the UK.
Yeah, I really, really enjoy this one. It's evergreen, first of all, and that's brilliant, isn't it? We need some evergreen joy in our gardens, particularly something that makes you feel like you're on holiday.
Yeah.
Because this definitely feels like you've, travelled to some lovely, exotic, warm destination. Its home is Canary Islands, isn't it? This is a native of the Canary Islands, but surprisingly grows really well here in the UK. It is hardy. It's hardy down to about -5. So honestly, in most areas of the country, this isn't going to be a problem, is it? Depending on where you live, obviously, depending on the kind of situation. If you live in a really exposed, or you're going to plant it in a very exposed area, you might want to look after it a little bit more over the winter months, tie the fronds together, give it a bit of a mulch. Yeah. But most areas, we're going to be all right with this.
And what I tend to is I just keep a little eye on the weather, and last year there was the odd night that was really cold, but you can always just say
tie those up,
tie it up, put some fleece around it, or just move it to a warm position. Even against the wall of your house can sometimes give it that extra 1 or 2 degrees just to protect it. What I would say is I would definitely repot it as soon as you get it.
Yeah, I think it's ready.
It is.
Looking at that pot there, it definitely looks like it's ready to go into another pot. In fact,
and we've got loads of pots on our website.
There you go.
So this one here is our boxwood one. I think that's about 32 centimetres, that one.
Yeah.
But look.
Perfect.
There you go, 33 centimetres. But look, suddenly it looks so much better. And that one is only $14.99 today. Now, you can plant this straight in the ground.
You can.
Choice is yours. But I always think if you've got it in a pot...
You can take it with you.
Yeah, absolutely. But also, you say, if it is particularly cold, you can put it in a more sheltered position.
Well, yeah, I think it's important. So if you plant it into the ground, obviously, it can reach some taller heights. Like in its native Canary Islands, we're talking 10, 12... I mean, really tall.
Yeah.
It would take a long time to get there. It's relatively slow growing, and we wouldn't expect it to reach those kind of heights in this climate anyway. Not unless you maybe live down on the south coast.
Although I've got a couple in my garden. They're big. Yeah, you've seen. Yeah.
So they can, but if you don't want them to grow that big, then pot growing is a really good way. You can restrict the growth of most things by growing it in a pot, and this is a wonderful alternative pot for you. Plus, I love the idea of growing into pots. I don't want to put too much in my borders. I'm not sure I've found my forever home yet.
No, I think you'll...
So when I move, I want to take it with me.
I was watching Gardener's World quite a few months ago, but I think it was Nick Bailey, one of the gardeners on there, and he was in rented accommodation in between homes.
Yes,
and he created a whole garden of pots.
All with pots.
Yeah, it looked fantastic.
And if you're in rented accommodation, I completely understand pot growing things. And as I say, I haven't found my forever home. I don't think I'm going to be there forever, so I want to take my plants with me.
Well, I think I have found my forever home, but I still like plants in pots. I do. Right. That is only $9.99 today. It's the most amazing price. If you've got a basket together right now, pop this in there. Don't forget, go over £30 and the delivery will be free. So I always think when we do this £30 or more free delivery, it's really worth buying the big items with the heavy postage,
Yeah, definitely.
So that one is, say, only $9.99 today.
So easy to look after.
And it is called, by the way, I should say, it is called it's known as a cotton palm because as the palm leaves open, you get all of these really nice little threads. And you were saying that the birds like these for the nest, don't they?
Yeah, they'll come and they'll pick these off and then go and then put them into their nests and stuff. So
yeah, really cute. But that's been one of the top sellers over the past few days. 680251. But I know you've got a favourite today that you're going to order.
I love it. I love the Fatsia. Look how pretty that is.
I must admit, I have actually got this, and I had a Fatsia in my old garden, but it wasn't the variegated one.
No.
Now I've got one of these, and I must admit it's a lot more interesting.
Oh, I absolutely adore it. And there's so many reasons why I adore it. It's really, really pretty. I love the variegation on here. It just adds that extra bit of interest to the plant. My friends have got a Fatsia in their garden, which I fell in love with a while ago, and I was like, I'm definitely going to get one of those. But now I found this variegated variety. Yeah. This is the one I'm going to get. I love how you get the baby leaves in the middle there, look, and these are going to grow, and they're going to turn into these bigger leaves. It is something that can deal with a bit of shade. It can deal with part shade, but obviously if you want to keep that variegation on there, it's going to need a little bit of sunshine in order to keep that added interest going on. I think for me it's a really interesting plant for a shady spot, because I've got a few of them, so I do need to fill them. They get a bit of sun, so it's still going to have that gorgeous variegation on there. It's evergreen though, so that's going to look like that all year round, isn't it?
They do, and that's the thing, I think, in a garden, I have obviously got a few deciduous things, of course I have, but to have that evergreen, it does make a difference, because sometimes if everything dies down to nothing and loses all its leaves, the whole garden looks, completely dead and miserable.
Yeah.
So you do need those plants that look great.
You have to mix it up,
you do.
Don't you? You have to get those in there, otherwise it looks like a plant graveyard.
And when this is mature, it does flower as well.
Yeah, so it gets these like white flowers on there. It also gets berries on there as well. So it just needs to mature a little bit, and you'll get even more added interest.
And I do remember the first time my Fatsia flowered in my old garden. It was quite magical, actually. I did it in the real depths of winter as well. These amazing white flowers started to appear. It's incredible.
I think it's really, really interesting, this one.
Fully hardy, but I'll just be honest with you. Last year was really cold, and my Fatsia, bits of it did not look that great at the end of winter. But it looks great now. Yeah,
but you live in quite an exposed garden, don't you?
I do.
It gets a lot of wind.
Yeah, I do.
So I imagine...
for most people, yeah.
For most people, if you haven't got an exposed garden and you still got the cold,
it'd be fine.
It might not get affected so much. But what you did was you trimmed it all back, and it's still looking great.
The few bits, a few of these sort of like growing points had just been really affected by the wind and the frost. So I just literally chopped them off and loads of new growth came. But as Beck said, fully hardy, lifetime guarantee.
Lifetime guarantee. So it does come with that winter hardy stamp from us here at Yew Garden. So it has that lifetime guarantee. It obviously responds well to pruning, as Shaun has been able to test and prove for us.
And in terms of height, these can get quite big, can't they?
It can get big, yeah. And this is what I actually do quite enjoy about this one, because I've got a border where it can go. But about 2.5 metres it can get to as far as the height and the spread is concerned. So this is going to be a wonderful thing. You don't have to let it get that big, though. I always want to caveat this, because obviously we talk about gardening for everyone, and that means that everybody has different gardening spaces. So if you want to restrict the size of it, grow it in a pot. Yeah. You can do that quite happily.
It's a great plant, and that is only $14.99 today. 510-910 for the Fatsia japonica castor oil plant called Spider's Web, variegated and wonderful.
Love that.
What a lovely show we're having, by the way. So, yes, thank you for joining us here on Yew Garden. And we've got something that's really come back into fashion, because gardening does go in phases and fashions. And this is the Pampas grass, and you're going to get 3 of these for only $14.97, so it's a half price saving today. I've got Pampas in my garden, and do you know what? The last time I had Pampas was when I was a child.
Yeah, I remember my mum and dad used to have one in the garden, but it went out of fashion a bit, didn't it?
It did a little bit, and now a lot of the top garden designers are using the Pampas grass. The flowers are often dried now and used in amazing displays. If you ever go to some of the really posh hotels and things, they've got big Pampas grasses in their entrances, and they honestly are one of the most dramatic grasses. In fact, to me, this is the king or the queen of grasses.
King of grasses, yes. Absolutely. And if you had a Pampas grass, it was a sign of wealth and prosperity, actually. Back in the day, but now it is coming back into fashion. Lots of designers use it, not only for home decor but also in garden spaces as well. And I used to think that grasses were all for gravel gardens. I didn't think you put grasses into your garden unless you had a gravel space, but actually you really can mix these into your garden spaces.
Well, I planted mine last year about springtime. Didn't do a lot last year. This year, and by the way, I did take this picture first thing in the morning. So if you think my fan, because I look so bad. But that is what it's done this year in my garden. And do you know what? I absolutely love it.
It's gorgeous.
I really do.
It really is. It's going to take up a bit of space, okay?
Oh yeah, they're big.
And I don't think this is one you grow in a pot. I've never seen a pampas grass grown in a pot. Listen, prove me wrong. Let me know. If you know of somebody who has and it's been successful, I would love to know that. So you do need a little bit of space for this. It will reach, it'll get really tall with those flower spikes on there. We are talking 3-4 metres with the flower spikes in height. And it will spread by probably about 2 metres as well. You can see how big Shaun's has got within that, year and a half.
Well, I'm lucky. I've got a big garden, so I've bought some more of these, but I've given one to you, Bex. So you can also do that.
I've got a corner for it.
Yes.
I can't wait to plant. I haven't yet.
Look how good it looks. I'm very proud of that. 561153. But we've got some more fantastic winter bedding for you right now on New Garden TV, and we've got our stunning primulas.
Yeah, the Ballerina.
These are Ballerina, and these are good. These are doubles, aren't they?
Yeah, double flowers that you're getting on here. I do love the foliage that you get with the Primula.
Yeah, I do.
It's kind of luscious, isn't it?
Yeah.
I don't know what it is. It always just looks and feels very, very healthy to me.
And it's how to put it? The foliage is quite robust, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Very strong, sturdy foliage that you're getting on here. You get a gorgeous mix of colours. They are vibrantly coloured, double ruffled blooms on here. And you're getting 6 of these plug plants included. Delicately fragrant woodland plants. So remember, these are the sorts of ones that we want to recreate that environment. They need a bit of light, light shade, basically, or they prefer dappled shade. Round the bottom of the bushes and the trees and things, and they will actually thrive in those areas. You are getting one each of 6 different varieties, 6 different colours in there, and they will form clumps over time. So those clumps can be divided and spread out around your garden or potted on and given as presents and gifts or whatever it is that you want to do with them. They're going to give you early colour, and that is what, winter colour, and that is what is important about these. Nice and compact plants, they don't get massive, they don't sprawl. So if you want to put them in pots, that's a great thing to do. Or if you've just got smaller areas and you want to fill those areas, you can do that with this, because we are only talking about 20 centimetres by 20 centimetres. Very, very easy to grow and fully winter hardy.
Do you know what? They're absolutely gorgeous.
They're delightful.
They are.
Love the colour mix that you get in there.
And if you're just doing maybe a few winter pots and things,
really nice.
Use those, because the colours and the fact that they're doubles, they really are so pretty.
I think they're glorious.
Yeah, and over the years, obviously they'll come back year after year, and they'll get bigger, and you get clumps of them. You can divide them, but honestly, my mum loves really pretty things. My mum's a very small, sort of delicate person. She really likes.
She is, isn't she?
Yeah, you met her last
time. Yeah.
I know, she's tiny, but she loves really pretty plants.
She's such a sweetheart.
She is, and I know she'd absolutely adore these. 480954. Now, something that we have both got in our gardens, and honestly, I don't think we can recommend a plant more highly than this as a perennial.
Really, it is a workhorse. This one is going to work hard for you. It absolutely earns its place in your garden, no matter what kind of garden you have. Because this flowers all the way from February right the way through to October with very little care and maintenance from you. I love the colour of them as well.
Oh, I do.
I've got these in 2 of my borders, and they both look absolutely beautiful.
And they have flowered all summer, yeah?
All the way through the summer. I will admit, I haven't been on it as far as the deadheading is concerned over the last month. I've been struggling a little bit, so probably could have more flowers on it, but this is it's beautiful. So you get this lovely clump of foliage underneath, which is, it's a nice colour actually. It's not bright green, it's got that kind of lavender tinge to it, a bit like lavender foliage. But then rising up above there, you get sort of semi-tall spikes of those purple flowers on there. It can reach up to about 60-70 centimetres in height. It will spread by about 40. Look,
I know.
It'll spread by about 40 centimetres as well.
When I used to think of wallflowers, the traditional varieties, you'd get colour for maybe 4-6 weeks, something like that. But these, honestly, they flower all summer long and come back year after year.
Year after year, yeah. It's a perennial. So next year, mine's going to start fading at some point soon. Probably once we hit those frosty periods, in a few weeks' time. The foliage will still be there. It'll die down a little bit. bit, but then it's just going to spring back into life for you, and it will just flower constantly. As I say, it's a workhorse. It really does earn its place in your garden, and you don't have to be too careful with how you deadhead. You literally just get, you can take a pair of shears and just cut the flower heads off, and it will encourage more and more blooms.
The stems get quite woody, don't they?
They can.
Do you know what? It reminds me a little bit of lavender as a plant, just in its structure and things.
It does.
But it does flower for such a longer period.
If you look at it, it definitely looks a bit like lavender, doesn't it? But it just flowers for such a long time.
Honestly, they are amazing.
Flowers.
They are honestly one of the best perennials that I've ever bought and had in my garden. Bex says the same. And we are doing 3 of those today for £14.97. 560069.
Oh, here we go.
By the way, if there's anything that you want to see on the show, just let us know. You can obviously message us on Facebook and on YouTube Live, and we'll do our very best. You know, our buying team, they do, you know, monitor social media very closely. So if there's certain things you want to see, certain combinations of plants, just let us know, and we will do our very best.
Well, this is exactly one of those.
It
basically.
is, yes.
So we've been doing a lot of different bundles, different collections, and 20 garden ready of a certain type. And actually, we had some feedback saying I might not need 20. Some people do, but I don't need 20. I'd like to see a mixed bundle, and that's exactly what has been put together here for you. So you're getting 30 garden ready plants, but 3 different varieties, 10 of each. And these are some of the best, most popular varieties.
So, just to break it down, we're going to give you 10 of the Lobelia Queen Victoria. That's the one at the bottom there, with those fabulous crimson flowers and the gorgeous bronze foliage. Above that, we've got the Rebecca Goldstrom, 10 of those. And then over to the other side, we're going to give you 10 of the Digitalis, the foxgloves, the Dalmatian mix. They're saving today £25. So, where do these go? How big are they going to grow? And what do we need to do with them, Bex?
Okay, so they're all garden ready. That's the kind of quality that we're talking about. Look at those root structure. This is the Rudbeckia that we're talking about there. They are garden ready and ready for you to plant out in your garden. So with the Rudbeckia, Royal Horticultural Society Award of Garden Merit, plant it in as much sun as you possibly can. It'll probably cope with a bit of shade, but really it wants a sunny spot. It's going to reach about 80 centimetres in height. It is reliable, colourful, classic, sturdy flowers, wonderful planted en masse. I did plant one. I was about to say don't plant one on its own, but I did, and I've got about 10 flowers on it.
Well, you
it's
only
amazing.
Had one, didn't you?
I did only have one, but it's got about 10 flowers on it. If you plant all of it, loads of them, you'll get this sea of them, and they'll look absolutely gorgeous.
Adam Wilcott, one of our garden designers that works on the show, he did a massive, huge area of these, and it looked glorious.
Yeah, absolutely.
The bees love them, by the way, don't they?
They do love them, and they will multiply. So they will get bigger and better every year. So my lonely one that I planted, that's got 10 flowers on, it'll probably look even better next year. So moving on to Lobelia Queen Victoria, that one also has the Royal Horticultural Society Award of Garden Merit, going to reach about 90 centimetres in height. This is it. This is the beautiful bright red flowers that you get on here. They look very exotic. They look like birds of paradise, but they contrast perfectly with the dark burgundy, beautiful foliage that you have on here.
And they grow quite tall, you said, Bex,
about 90 centimetres. Yeah. Another wildlife magnet here, and it's evergreen or ever red purple foliage. It does die down a little bit, I believe.
It will do, yeah.
But you still get these gorgeous flower spikes coming up for you July through to September time. And then we move on to the foxglove, the Digitalis. Again, another one that's going to reach quite tall, but this one is the one that wants to be in... It's going to do better in shade, basically. Woodland plant, so we'd normally be saying, plant it in sun, it'll cope with part shade. No, plant this one in shade, it will cope with part sun, if you see what I mean. And you get these lovely tall flower spikes on here that they just look like cottage garden favourites. The Dalmatian mix with those mottled spots inside there, that's why it's called that. Wildlife absolutely adore it. Your mum's got loads of these, right?
She has. She lives in a little cottage called Foxglove Cottage, so yeah, she's got loads of these. Again, you will pay £6.99 postage. You're getting a lot of plants delivered there, but if you spend over £30 today, you will get free delivery on your order, and that's really important. I know we've got more viewers joining us right now. Yes, we're doing an offer this week. We didn't have it last week, and a lot of you messaged and said, oh, we really missed the free postage. So we brought it back. And actually, if the shows continue to be busy, that promotion will continue to stay for a while. Fingers crossed.
Yes, hopefully.
Yes.
Let's hope so.
Let's hope so.
We have to twist our head gardeners
We
arm.
do, because obviously it does cost us a lot to send the plants through the post. You'll know if you've ever received them, you know, big boxes and everything really well strapped in. All of our packaging, by the way, is 100% recyclable as well. So just let you know, so, you know, some plants will arrive in a lot of packaging, but it's all 100% recyclable as well. And don't forget also, you do need to put in your offer code today, YGTV41, and that will give you all of the promotions and your free summer flying bulbs.
Yes.
Yes, worth £9.99. And the board is down here. So use the offer code YGTV41 and you'll get all the promotions, but you'll also get your free gift that will automatically be added to your basket.
Yep.
But got to say, this hibiscus is absolutely
I love it.
amazing. We were at my garden club last night, and a chat came up about hibiscus, and years ago, you know, to get a hardy hibiscus in the UK was pretty much unheard of, and now there are some wonderful varieties that are totally hardy. This one is amazing.
Yeah, and hardy down to like -10 as
Yeah.
well. We're not just talking, you know, a little bit hardy. We
God.
are talking very, very hardy. And I think it's incredible that we can grow blooms that look like that, so, you know, flamboyant and exotic in this country. It is incredible.
They almost look like they're made of paper, don't they?
Yeah, they do actually.
Oh.
They look like tissue paper.
Yeah.
I mean, they're not that delicate though. They really
They're not.
aren't, because these are a late flowerer as well. So this is the sort of thing that you want to plant in your garden if you want colour in, you know, September, October, because these are in bloom now. There's one around the corner from me. There's a house, and they've got one planted out the front, and it is absolutely stunning. It's covered in blooms. It's beautiful. It is deciduous, so it'll drop its leaves, and it can be late to get its leaves back, can't it?
It is. I mean, yeah, don't panic, because it sometimes takes till, you know, even like well into May.
Yeah, before the leaves
to
are
get the leaves coming back. It will flower, as Bex just said, late summer. So even at the, you know, it's October now, but obviously because it's been mild, this is still covered in flowers.
It's gorgeous.
And it does love a sunny spot.
Loves a sunny
Yeah.
spot, yes, absolutely. And this is part of the Chiffon series of hibiscus. So this is double flowered and ruffled petals. So it's a little bit different to, you know, the hibiscus that I just bought, for example. But yes, it does want as sunny a spot as you can give it. For that reason, mine has gone into a pot because my borders just will not allow for enough sun on it. The one sunny border is completely full. So mine's gone into a pot, which is going to restrict the size of it. It can reach, you know, 2.5 metres height and spread if you plant this out into the right spot in a sunny border. Mine won't get that big because I put it in a pot, but I don't care because it needs that sun in order to have all the flower power. If you put it in shade, it'll be fine, it'll grow, but you won't get the flowers, and that's what we want it for.
I think that is just one of the most beautiful hibiscus we've ever had on the show.
It's a really lovely colour, isn't it?
Yeah.
Lovely colour, lovely shape to the flowers, love that it's a double flower and it's that ruffled petal on there as well.
I think that one has got to go in my basket this week. I really do. It's just beautiful, isn't it?
It's gorgeous.
Do you know, I feel so happy next to plants, don't you?
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
I'm in my happy place.
I mean,
happy place when
yeah.
I'm with the flowers.
Let us know if you buy this. Now, again...
I like flowers more than I like people. Sorry. Did I say that out loud? It's true though, isn't it?
I'm saying nothing.
I like you. You're
Thanks,
all right.
I like you as well, yeah. I know, we love you at home. But I know what you mean. I actually am... sometimes I'm really sociable, but sometimes I'm actually a bit of a loner.
Just let me go in the garden.
I'm more than happy,
Yeah.
just in the garden with my flowers, yeah. Anyway, I just want to mention postage, £6.99. On this one, I would definitely buy a few more things, get your order to £30, and then get your free delivery. Even the compost, we've got this sat on the compost right now. Add that to your order, and you'll lose the £6.99 postage on the hibiscus. By the mess, we feel a bit lonesome. We've got loads of people watching, but not many messages today, Bex.
Oh, they need to talk.
Yeah.
Malcolm and Neil, thank you so much, because you're the people that have said hello.
And Elaine has said hello as well.
Of course. Good morning, Elaine. Good morning.
Is it morning?
Yes, it's still morning.
So yes, good morning to Elaine. But any other, say, viewers, if you're brand new, we would love you to message us here at You Garden on Facebook Live, or of course on YouTube Live as well. Let's remind you of some of the great items we've seen this Thursday here on You Garden TV. So we have this amazing Fatsia for you, and The Fatsia is known, I'll just give you the details of the Fatsia if I can actually, because it is a Fatsia japonica castor oil plant, of course, but it's known as the spider's web because this one is variegated. So the leaves are a little bit more interesting. It is fully hardy, so it comes with a lifetime guarantee. Great in kind of semi-shade. It will need a reasonable amount of light just to keep it variegated, but you know, semi-shade, as long as it gets some hours of sunlight, that should be absolutely fine. And evergreen, so it will keep those leaves all year round. And as the plant matures, you will get wind-flying blooms on here, which are lovely and white, and you can sometimes get those right in the middle of winter, and they look absolutely fantastic. 510910. Then we had the Pansy Cool Wave. The best pansy, seriously, in my opinion. It is a true performer. I mean, if this was a sports person, it would always win that race, you know, because it flowers profusely. It will flower for up to 9 months of the year, and you will get thousands of flowers over that period potentially. It trails, but it kind of gently trails, so it's not like your petunias. It's not going to trail like, you know, several feet or anything like that, but it will gently trail and cascade. So it creates these lovely balls of colour in your hanging baskets. In terms of hardiness, well, fully hardy, of course, down to about -25, which is really, really good, of course. 400967 is your item number. Now, if you, I'm a bit short of time at the moment. I've got loads of hanging baskets to make up. So do you know what? I'm not gonna call it cheat. I'm gonna be smart. And I'm actually going to buy a few of these because these are all ready-made. They're pre-planted. I like the baskets because they're the rattan baskets. Obviously, you can reuse those year after year. And these are only $29.98 today, which is amazing value for money. If you just buy one other item, your postage will disappear. Do you know what? It could be anything, but we've actually got something really affordable on the show, which are the Pretty Polly Primulas. These are gorgeous, and they're only $6.49. If you added those to your order with the baskets, basically, you get some extra plants and you'd save $6.99 on your postage, and you're only paying $6.49. So you'd be 50 pence better off, and you'd get these gorgeous Pretty Polly blushing peach primulas as well. So, you know me, I'd just love to try and help you save money. I really, really do. Then we've got some really big items that are reduced in price, and this is one of my favorite palms. It's called the Washington Robusta Cotton Palm. So over a period of time, yes, it could grow very, very big, but generally speaking, that would only happen in warmer climates. I mean, if you live down south, if you live on the Isle of Wight, for example, areas like that, they can go really, really big, but you can contain them in pots. They are, they're only going to grow big over, many, many years, but they are hardy down to -5 as well. That's what they grow like, in their native countries, places like Gran Canaria, the Canary Islands. That is how they can actually grow. But in a garden in the UK, it's very unlikely that's going to happen. And if it does, it's probably not going to be in my lifetime. 680251, just £9.99. That is half price. We are, certain items we're clearing the stock of right now here at Yew Garden. Now, I cannot recommend this highly enough. If you are looking for an apple tree, this one is really well established. It comes in a big 24 centimetre pot. Because it's a mature tree, it will give you a really good yield next year and for many, many decades to come. The actual apple variety, lovely apple, it's got the red skin on there. It's a lovely eating apple, but you can use it as a cooking apple as well. And I know that in the old days, we'd think, well, I've got to have a big garden to have an apple tree. Not at all. This is a more compact variety. It's only going to grow to about 2 metres, 2.5 metres maximum. You can grow it in a pot. We've got our 30-litre pots on the show. You could easily grow this in a pot, and it'd be happy there for many, many years to come. But, I'm not being funny, but you go to the supermarket sometimes, you buy 4 apples in a tray with a bit of plastic over them, you can spend £2.50. Yeah, you can, we've all done it. Well, why not just grow your own? And you'll get a fantastic yield from that for many, many years. The price is amazing today. It's got a genuine saving of £27. There is, if you don't like apples and you prefer pears, there is a pear tree of a similar size on our website as well. So do bear that in mind. If you don't want the apple tree, we have got a pear tree, or you could maybe even go for both. All on newgarden.com. Then, the agapanthus. This is a really mature agapanthus. It comes in a big 20 centimetre pot. It is half price today, saving £17.50. It's one of the most magnificent flowers, isn't it? The agapanthus. I mean, they are incredible. You get the height on this one, so it's one of the taller varieties. You can expect these flowers to be on stems that are at least 1 metre. Agapanthus, I like them because they don't need staking in general, so they will support you. We can see there, they don't need staking. They're not like. My mum had hollyhocks this year and they grew really tall and they needed lots of staking, and I'll be honest, it looked a bit messy by the end of the season. These will support the flowers themselves, so self-supporting, and my word, they are magnificent. They do love a sunny spot, so if you try and plant it in the sunniest part of your garden. Full sun is ideal because these are native to Africa, of course, but also they like to have their roots hugged, so don't plant them in a big open space. Plant them next to other plants in your borders or keep them contained in a pot. And that's 680-130 for the agapanthus blue. Really good price on that today, and it's a really good time to plant your perennials ready for next year, of course. And then we also brought you a lovely selection of violas, and many of you will have bought violas in the past. A lot smaller flowers than your pansies, of course, but you will get so many more flowers. Fully hardy, they will give you fantastic colour all the way through those dull winter months. And I love the colour mix on here. A lot of the flowers are multicoloured, so they call it the jump up mix because they jump out at you. Look at that. They're not shiny timing, they're not beige, they're really colourful and bright. And I sometimes think in the winter you need displays like this, don't you think, Bex?
Oh, absolutely. The days are shorter. It's, the weather's not very nice. Can you tell I don't like the winter? But these are going to give you joy. They're going to be just bright, smiley, happy flowers looking at you from wherever it is that you plant them, pots and borders and all that. It is just about providing you that bit of winter colour and a bit of joy over those darker months.
And they're only $12.98 today, so with a £7 saving. But don't forget, all of our lovely viewers that are watching right now, a lot of people, I think YouTube's a great way to watch, because most smart TVs, new TVs, have got the YouTube app.
Yeah, it's really clever now, isn't it?
Yeah, so you can, you can watch it on the YouTube app on your telly and do your orders on your smartphone and your tablets, your computers.
It's a growing way, I think, of watching.
It is.
It is.
Even
your mum's using YouTube, isn't she?
Yeah, she got a new. I had to buy a new TV, but yeah. But actually, the new TV wasn't that expensive either, was it? I think it was £140. It's not that bad.
Oh wow, that's
It's
all
a
right.
big screen,
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought it was all right. Anyway, don't forget, to get all the best offers and to get your free gift, you need to put in the code. There's always a code on the TV shows, and it's YGTV41 today. There you go. Thank you, Bex.
Right
just in
there.
case you missed it.
It's right there.
Right there. But also, that code, it unlocks all the promotions, but it will give you a free gift, which is 60 summer flowering bulbs. And what are the bulbs we get, Bex?
Okay, you're getting 60 bulbs included here and 20 of each of these varieties. Absolutely fantastic collection as well. It's not just, we've thrown together some unpopular bulbs. No, these are really popular bulbs here. You've got Dutch mixed iris in there. I love an iris. And that colour combination is really pretty, isn't it? The yellows and purples and whites.
Then the alliums?
Alliums. This is a really popular plant, allium. It's quite desirable. These are the yellow variety. They're the sparkler upwards facing ones. And then you've got the trichlea in there as well. So summer flowering, a little bit shorter than your alliums. These are going to reach about 20 centimetres, 25 centimetres in height. They're all absolutely beautiful though. The thing is, that's $9.99 we would normally sell this collection for, which I actually think is a really good price for 60 bulbs anyway. But it's absolutely free with purchase as long as you enter that code there. You have to put that in.
And even if you placed an order yesterday or you've already placed an order this morning, you think, I'm going to do another order, we'll still put those bulbs in your order and in your basket.
We're giddy today, sorry.
Yeah. Got there in the end, didn't I?
We are giddy.
YGTV41. Now, we've also got the Nandinas back today, and these have been one of the most popular items this week for just $24.96. You get 2 of them, and you get the 2 11-inch pinecone planters as well. Recommended retail price, if you should buy these separately, would be the best part of £60. You've got them today for just £24.96. These are interesting all year round.
Absolutely all year round, and for a few different reasons. First of all, it's this fiery colour changing foliage that you've got on here. So you've got these, right?
Yeah, I've got 2 of these, yeah.
2 of these. I haven't got these yet, but I'm going to get them, and I think this is the deal to get because you're getting those planters included. So they have this lovely green foliage on here, and it's kind of luminous, almost lime green, isn't it, during the summer months? And it's beautiful foliage. It sounds wonderful too.
Yeah, it's very nice.
I love that noise.
Yeah.
I think it's a really calming noise as it's blowing in the breeze. But then what happens when the cool temperatures come?
Next week, it's going to be really sunny, but because we're going to get full sunshine and clear skies, we may get a little bit of frost, or, close to frost. This will start to turn gorgeous and red in the cold, but it won't lose its leaves. It is evergreen.
This is the beautiful thing about it. So as you can see, this one is already reacting to the changing temperatures. We have lovely red colours going on there, but it's not just bright red. You get oranges and umbers and just lovely colours going on this plant. So you'll get the green leaves, you'll get the red leaves, and as Shaun said, they're not going to drop and fall. They will then turn back to green again next year. Yeah. I think they're really, really interesting, but not just that. You get berries on here, you get flowers on here as well. So there's always something going on with this plant.
And this one is quite compact as well, isn't it?
Yeah, no, it doesn't get massive. We're talking only about 60 centimetres by 60 centimetres, so a couple of foot by a couple of foot. If I just lift this pot up so that you can see the pot that is included for you, it is going to live, I think, quite happily in here for quite a while.
Yeah, at least a few years.
I'm not even convinced you'd need to go bigger.
No, I think then there's, if you ever get to a point where it's not, it's looking like it's outgrown the pot, you'll know.
Yeah, you'll know, honestly.
But you could plant it straight in the beds and borders. It's fully hardy, and use the pots for bulbs and things like that. The choice is yours.
I'm thinking about buying this as one for me. And one for you. Now, my friend who's got into gardening over the last few years, we've both done it. We both find it very calming and relaxing, mental health and all that.
Yeah,
Get
it's
out
true.
in the garden, it's really good for you. She's got really into her gardening over the last few years, so I'm thinking about buying this particular bundle and a bit of compost because I've run out. And I'm going to keep one of them for me, and I'm going to give the other one to her as a Christmas present, because I can buy it now, I can pot it up, it can live outside until Christmas. I'm going to put a bow around it, and there you go, a wonderful, lifelong Christmas present, because that'll last for years.
Honestly, I love receiving plants as presents. I much prefer that than flowers, actually. I really do, because flowers only last a week or so. It's a really, really wonderful plant, this one, and I truly, truly mean that. It's sometimes called sacred bamboo, but it's nothing like bamboo. It's not invasive or anything like that. But I suppose there is a similarity, isn't there?
I think with the way that it moves and the sound that it makes, honestly, that sound...
Yeah. But it's not
really
bamboo.
Calming, it's relaxing, but yes, it's not invasive like bamboo can be. I've got bamboo and I love it. It's in pots and I love the way it moves. But yeah, this one's absolutely beautiful.
I'm slightly worried about my bamboo because it has got really quite big quite quickly.
Yeah, it does do that.
Yeah,
it does do that.
It'll be fine.
Is it in a pot?
No. It'll be fine.
Is it far away from the house?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
So it'll be all right. It's actually in a raised bed, so it's going to be all right. But it's going to it's taken over some of the things.
All of a sudden, it just gets really big.
But this isn't going to happen with your Nandina. So you are going to get two. This is amazing value. Normally the best part of £60. We have got it on New Garden TV today for $24.96. And can I just say again? I know I keep talking about postage, but you've got $6.99 postage, and you'll know if you ever bought anything from us. Things do arrive really well packaged. And a lot of effort and care and attention goes into our packaging. But I don't really want you to pay the $6.99. So if you can just find something for just over £5, add it to your basket, like the primulas,
The primulas, they're £6.99.
$6.49.
Add those. Or if you're going to need some compost. You're going to need some, if you haven't already got some at home, grab some compost.
And also, what a lot of you have realised, you can go onto the YouGarden website and buy anything across the whole website. It doesn't have to be on this show. Add it to your basket. The only thing we always say is you've got to put in the offer code YGTV41 to get all the offers and the free bulbs.
That's it.
Okay?
That's the code for this week. It changes every week, so you have to tune back in to find the new code. But do make sure you put in whatever offer code is valid in any particular week, and you will unlock so many savings and so many offers.
But you can buy anything else on the website and add it to your order with these, and then say check out and just put that code in, and you'll get all the best deals. Now, next to our Nandina, we've also got our Kojo-no-mai, which is, I mean, it looks really pretty now, but God, this is, in spring, this is spectacular.
In spring, this is absolutely spectacular. I actually quite like it once it loses its leaves. Do you know what? This lives in the family with the Nandina, actually, because I think it's got a similar kind of tranquil beauty that goes along with it, even though this one is deciduous. But what happens
Look at this.
I mean, that blossom you get on here is one of the prettiest spring blossom that you can get, I think.
Oh, it is.
Out of all the spring blossoms out there, and they are beautiful, this one is so, so pretty. So it's going to lose its leaves. We've got lovely green leaves on here. You can see that the foliage is starting to turn a little darker and a little purple. Really nice interest going on here. But then can you see, we need to get into that, you can see the branches here. Can you see the kind of zigzag effect that you get with these branches? This is really, really interesting when the tree is bare as well.
Yeah, it's actually really pretty.
What you'll see covering the tree, covering those branches, is there's loads of tiny little red buds, and that's where that spring blossom is going to, yeah, look at that. It's so interesting when it is bare of its leaves.
Yeah.
So I know there's some of our deciduous plants, they just look like dead trees. This one actually still looks really interesting because of that.
Yeah.
And then, as I say, you get those lovely little red buds that appear, and then that spring blossom that just bursts from it. It is a stunning one, this one.
And again, you know, spring can be such a magical time when you've got plants like this, and you know, I've got one of these, and it just gets covered. I mean, I had a lot of blossom the first year, but every year now I just seem to get more and more
blossom. Yeah, and this one, I mean, this one is it's going to grow. It can grow quite big if you want it to. This one's it can grow up to 1.5 meters, 2 meters, maybe even a little bit bigger. But it is relatively slow growing. It's going to take you 10 years for it to reach that size.
Now I've got mine in full sun, and it seems to love it there.
Yeah, I think full sun is going to be the best place. I've got mine in a pot, and mine was a teeny tiny one. I mean, literally in a 9-centimeter pot. It was about, I don't know, 4 inches tall when I got mine earlier on this year, and it's doing beautifully in its pot. I'm so looking forward to seeing all that spring blossom on it, but I'm also looking forward to seeing, you know, the change in it through the seasons.
Yeah,
so
and that's a really
plant.
good size. It does say come in a 3-litre pot.
Yeah, this one, I mean, this is
really good size, yeah.
As a 3-litre pot, we often say each litre is per year. So this has got, just judging on how, so I got my teeny tiny one in a 9-centimetre pot, and it's probably grown to about this height.
Yeah,
so yeah, I would definitely suggest this is probably 3 years old.
A lot of maturity with that.
A lot of maturity with this plant, for sure. Yeah, you can really see those branches.
But honestly, they are really magical. And I love the foliage. I think the foliage is really pretty, isn't it?
Yeah, it's called Flight of the Butterflies. You might have heard of that, because once this is covered in those blossoms, it does look like, you know, hundreds of little butterflies just dancing around the branches.
So sunny position, totally hardy, of course. So that means
hardy.
It does come with our YouGarden lifetime guarantee as well.
And it has the Royal Horticultural Society Award of Garden Merit as well. So they've trialled it, they've tested it, they've said that it is perfect for our gardens, and it has, because it's a spring blossom, obviously the wildlife are going to love this one as well.
Yes, they really are. They'll be very thankful and grateful. 510014. But yes, welcome to YouGarden TV. It's always lovely to be with you. My name's Shaun Ryan, by the way.
I am Bex Edwards.
Yes.
With an X.
Yes.
Bex.
And I'm Shaun Ryan with an S.
With an S.
Yeah.
That's what you should do.
But you say we love being here. We're in a big potting shed in the middle of an 11-acre nursery. So, you know, everyone here really cares about plants. Many, many very experienced and keen gardeners here. And what's nice, we learn something every single day, and I hope you learn from just watching the show as well. But any questions, any queries, as I say, do message us. But we're going to go back to one of the top sellers today, and it is our Pansy Cool Wave. And you've absolutely loved this, and I would love every single viewer, if you've never tried Pansy Cool Wave, I'd love you to buy this and see how you get on, because I know you will be delighted. I'm just going to take one out because all of our plants are so well grown. So I can't even get this one out, hang on. There you go, there.
Oh, yeah, you
yeah,
picked
that's
a good
why.
one.
Look at that.
Yeah, look at the roots on here. This is really important to point out to you. You know, these are garden ready plants, and this is what we mean by garden ready. You don't have to pot these on, which by the way is easy. I've done it myself, it's really easy, but you don't have to with this one. You can actually put this straight into the ground, straight into your pots, straight into your hanging baskets without any concerns, without any worries. With your Pansy Cool, and they're really healthy as well, you can see by the colour of them. With your Pansy Cool Wave, what we are going to provide to you is months and months of colour, aren't we, Shaun?
We certainly are. And where did I put that pot, Bex?
I took it off you because
it's
got one of the other plants in it.
Oh, don't worry. But
no, here, have this one.
But I was just going to say, you can...
There you go.
Right, I'll be back. But, you know, over the years, I've always been into gardening, ever since I was a child. But I've learned to be a more economical gardener. I don't waste money when I don't have to. And do you know what? You can go to a garden centre right now and they can have one pansy in a pot like that and you pay a premium for it. And let's be honest, it just looks so much bigger and better just in that pot, doesn't it? When you see that.
Yeah, you could be paying £3, £3.50 maybe for a plant like that. Depending on your garden centre, some will charge even more.
But even if it was £2, you know, I'm not being funny, we're going to give you 20 plants. So even at £2 each, that would be £40, wouldn't it? Yeah. But it just makes sense to buy them like we've got them garden ready. So that's how they come. But seriously, the moment you pot that, you know, put it in maybe a decorative pot or something like that, it looks fantastic.
It does.
But they are really well grown. That's all I'm trying to say. They're really rooty and they will provide a mass of colour.
A total mass of colour. I mean, the picture that we're showing you, that is a genuine result that you can expect to achieve at home if you're doing this in a hanging basket or into a pot. They do get completely covered with those flowers. They get completely covered in there so that you can't really see even any of the foliage at all. It's incredible the way that it works.
They'll flower for up to 9 months. So that could take you into May. They don't like it when it gets really hot. So when it comes to summer, they'll start to die back. Now, most people use these as an annual. So, and I do, I'll be honest, at the end of the season, I do tend to just put them in the compost bin. However, if you wanted to save them, just chop them back when they start to look straggly and leggy and start to die back, put them in a shady spot and they would bounce back year after year. But the choice is yours.
They're so clever. I just think it's incredible to get flowers like this that will flower through those winter months. You know, they will bring joy. They will bring a delicious scent as well through those winter months. When so many other plants suffer, when you can't get flowers on other plants, these are going to flower prolifically for you.
I know you're going to love them. The size of the flower, I should say, is slightly smaller than some pansy varieties, but a lot bigger than a viola. And I love the colour mix. You've got all sorts in there.
Yeah, really nice colour mix. I planted out my hanging basket with Pansy Cool Wave just the other day, and the mix of colour is incredible. And now is a really good time to get these out because we're going to have some lovely warm days. It gives them a chance to get established. Not that you need to worry because these are winter hardy, down to -25. They are going to be hard workers in your garden for you.
Yeah, you will love them, and we are doing an offer this week where if you buy 10, you get 10 free. And don't forget, you know, even if you're just buying these and postage is included, you know, this might just be your first purchase today. You'll still get your free bulbs worth £9.99, your summer flowering bulbs. All you need to do is put in the offer code YGTV41. But I know we waxed lyrical about Pansy Cool Wave, but I tried it for the first time about 3 years ago. And I knew it was going to be good, but it did really, really impress me. I was like,
even
wow.
better than you thought.
It was. I was like,
honestly,
wow.
That is what we find. You think, oh, I'll give them a go. And then you try them and you're like, oh, no, these are amazing.
They honestly are. They're just such high performers and they are so easy. Totally hardy to -25. And on a really bad winter's day, you know, I've had these covered in snow or totally frozen. They do look like, you know, but the moment they thaw, it's a miracle. They kind of just bounce back to life.
I know.
It's just ridiculous.
Yeah.
So fully hardy, true performers. What I will say is, winter bedding still needs feeding, not as much as your summer bedding, but don't forget to feed from time to time.
Yeah, occasionally.
Yeah, and we've got Blooming Fast. If you look on our website, type in Blooming Fast. That's our premium professional plant food. But yeah, just feed them side to side. And don't forget, occasionally, if it's really windy, your baskets may dry out even in the winter.
Yeah, you do need to keep an eye on them.
Yeah, you do. I've sometimes had winter baskets, really seriously dry out.
Yeah.
So just bear that in mind. But apart from that, they're so easy.
Really, really easy to grow.
Yeah. So, thank you to everybody that's ordering those today. Buy one pack, get one pack absolutely free. 400967. Right, we've also got hardy gardenias.
Oh, yeah.
Now, I've never grown these. I think they look beautiful even without flowers on them.
Yeah,
it's
the glossy green foliage on here. I'm a big fan of that glossy green foliage. That's why I like my jasmine, because it's got that lovely, glossy, healthy-looking foliage on there.
They almost look like we've covered them with leaf shine, and we certainly haven't. They get a £10 saving on these. You get 3 of the different types of hardy gardenia.
Do you know, I've never grown these. I might get these. I might give these a go.
I like the idea of getting them now and putting them in centres of pots and baskets.
Yeah, I'm thinking about pots.
Yeah.
Because they're quite compact.
I think they look better in pots than in the ground myself.
Yeah. Oh, I might have to.
So what were the 3? We get 3 different varieties,
Yeah, we get
don't
3 different varieties included in here. So you get Climbs Hardy, Crown Jewel and Pinwheel included. You can tell that that's the top one here is the pinwheel, can't you? They are beautiful white flowers. They have a gorgeous scent to them, a scent that is often used in perfumes, a bit like jasmine. Can you imagine, oh my word, during the summer months, June, July, August, September, these are going to be covered in those white flowers.
Now this one
smell beautiful.
It's like a double. Then you've got the single.
Yeah, I can't remember which is the Climbs and which is the Crown Jewel. I'm so sorry, but I definitely know.
But we know the pinwheel.
We know that this one.
That one,
that's the pinwheel. Absolutely. All of them have a beautiful scent on them though, so I want you to imagine having these in pots that you can move around the garden depending on where you're sitting during those summer months and have that wonderful smell just floating on that summer breeze for you to be able to smell. It is evergreen, glossy leaves that you've got on here, nice compact plants as well. 60 by 60 centimetres is all we are talking here, from a hardy plant, hardy down to -10.
Yeah, so
I'm getting these.
So they do come with our lifetime guarantee, of course, with them in fully hardy. Yeah, I think I am. I've never grown them. I love the smell, and I will say as well, you know, gardenias. We always thought of them as just houseplants for many years.
Yes.
You know, now you can get outdoor ones that are fully hardy, and even now when they're not in flower, they still look really nice and healthy, don't they? Yeah, I'm tempted with those as well.
We're both tempted with those.
I spend so much since I've been working here, but I've saved a lot as well.
Yeah, that's absolutely true.
And my garden's looking.
We're both club members.
We are, yes. And don't forget, as you check out your order, you will get a little note saying how much you could save if you join the club. I highly recommend our U Garden Discount Club. Now, we've also got a brand new selection of tulips that are remarkable. Tulips, pretty much one of my favourite spring flowering bulbs. I love the different varieties, but these are really outstanding, aren't they?
Well, these are some of the favourites that we've had, and this is another one that's feedback. We do individual collections of bulbs. So, for example, is it the Red Riding Hood? You can buy 1 pack, or you can double up and get 2 packs, but they're all Red Riding Hoods. This collection, we have added 3 of some of our really popular tulip collections in here. So you're getting the Tulip Spring Green. These are really.
I don't think I've ever seen a green and cream tulip
I know,
before.
I love this.
Is that nice?
I really enjoy that colour. I love the way that green and almost creamy yellow colours on there.
It's really different, that.
It's quite organic, isn't it, I think, with that green and yellow colour.
That's a good word, yeah.
Yeah. Rather than the bright colours. We've also got the Apricot Fox, which is one of my favourites.
Look at that one.
I'm a big fan of that colour.
So that's apricot with pink, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a bit of an apricot blush colour. I really, really do like those. And then we've got the Gavota. Now, the Gavota Look at that colour combination.
I mean, that's like a really rich purple and magenta with a
golden
gorgeous
yellow.
golden, yeah.
Yeah, regal, I described this one as. I think they're very regal colours, bright, bold colour combination that you've got here. That one has Royal Horticultural Society Award of Garden Merit. So does the spring green. I shouldn't worry that the apricot fox doesn't have it. It's still an absolute brilliant performer.
Don't feel left out, apricot fox.
Don't feel left out. You're still gorgeous and still winter hardy and still going to come back every single year. I'll give you my award of garden merit because it is an absolute beautiful
I just
one.
want to show you what
Sorry. He's going to show you the bulbs because we do quality control. I would say we, the people out there, and we do bring some best quality bulbs, don't we?
And it is really important to say that because I've bought bulbs before, sometimes just from a big shed as I call it, and you think, oh, that looks a good price, and you open up the bag at home, because you can't actually see what's in there. And then you find out some of them are really small, too small enough to potentially produce a flower. Some are mushy, so that means they're not going to do anything, they're just going to rot. But ours are all, as Beck said, of a certain quality, a certain size. So inside there, you've got an embryo of a tulip, and that means that you should get 58 tulip flowers from the 58 bulbs that you're ordering. And you can tell the quality of those, can't you?
You really can. You can feel how firm they are. They are absolutely top quality bulbs.
Yeah, all of a very similar size.
Love them.
Yeah, I do as well. What else was I going to say? Oh, you're saving more than you're spending on those as well, yeah.
Yeah, you are.
Yes, you're actually saving £15 and you've got them for just £14.97.
And now's a really good time to get hold of your tulips.
Yeah.
It really is. We're coming to the point where it would be really good for you to plant your tulips out. I haven't yet, but I've got a load of bulbs ready to plant out. You can plant a load of your spring bulbs out. Sometimes it can be a bit too early in October to plant your tulips because it's still a bit too warm and they'll go a bit mushy. But we're coming there. In the next few weeks, you'll be ready to plant these out.
And do it, the weather's really good next week. It's sunny in most of the UK and, get out in the garden, get your bulbs in. And I know that you will just love it when springtime comes. You might have even forgotten what you bought and what you've planted. But when springtime comes and those tulips start to open up, it will be an absolute joy. All the tulips, by the way, come with full instructions. If you're not used to planting bulbs, I know most of you probably will be, but on the actual packets, it will tell you things like planting depth. It will tell you the distance that you're supposed to plant the bulbs. I always cram a few more in than you're supposed to, but that's just me. Yeah,
planting depth, planting spacing. It
gives you all that.
It tells you the height that they're going to reach, tells you the size of the bulb. It does give you all the information that you need.
Yeah. And point your side up.
Always. But do you know what?
Yeah.
Nature finds a way. If you don't do it pointy side up, I wouldn't worry. They right themselves, don't they?
Well,
most of the time.
You said if you're not sure to plant it on the side.
Yeah,
that's hedging your bets.
But if you're not sure, and our head gardener said this, actually.
Yeah, no, it's a good tip.
Plant it on its side. If you're not sure, it'll find its own way.
I think tulips are one of the more obvious bulbs.
Yeah, you definitely know, don't you?
Yeah, because they've got a definite shape and point to them. But you're right, some bulbs you look at and think,
which way does that go?
But yeah. Definitely point your side up on those.
Yeah.
Right, I'll put those down there. God, do you know I love doing this show, Bex, don't you?
I know, it's fun, isn't it?
It really is fun, and every show we always try to bring you a few new things. So this afternoon show, which is 2 till 4, you will see a few new things pop up, of course, as well.
Yeah.
Now, our Nepeta is next.
Catmint.
Now I've never grown this one. Never grown it.
No, but I think you should because you've got a cat.
I have. Hello, Teddy, my cat, if you're watching.
So called Catmint because apparently cats go crazy for this. They absolutely adore it. So catmint is what it's known as, and they love it. Apparently cats will roll in it. They might destroy your plant though. That's the only problem. So I was reading something about people putting stakes in the ground where it's just to discourage the cat from rolling in it.
I see. So the cat just gets really excited because it's like natural catnip, isn't it?
Like natural catnip, yeah, exactly that.
So
I think you should get some of this to give Teddy a little treat. And it is Royal Horticultural Society Award of Garden Merit. So proven performer in our gardens. Lovely purple flower spikes that are going to rise up out of this, and the foliage is actually scented as well. Have a little. Break one of those off and smell it. But yeah, it's a lovely...
Oh, it's nice.
It is.
It's quite minty.
It is a bit mint, isn't it? It's nice.
That's really nice.
I want to sniff.
Yeah, that's surprising.
Oh, sorry, there it is.
That is surprisingly...
Sorry.
Yeah. Very minty.
Yeah, I really like the
Very
smell of
aromatic,
this one.
that one.
Winter hardy plant for you as well. It's going to want a sunny position or a part shade position. I don't think it matters. It'll still do well in both of those. And it's going to reach a height of about 60 centimetres and a spread of about 50 centimetres. Decent long flowering season from here. So around from June through to October is the kind of flowering season that you will get from these. And it is really, really attractive to wildlife, not just the cats in your garden.
You can tell actually by looking at it, can't you?
Yeah, you really can. Butterflies, hummingbirds, they're all going to enjoy this, as well as your cat if you've got one.
And it is so important to attract as much wildlife to our gardens. You cannot emphasise that enough.
Yeah, it's really important. The more movement and the more wildlife you have in your garden, the healthier your garden is, basically. If you've got lots of butterflies and birds and all the rest of it coming in, you've got a healthy garden. Yeah. It's biodiverse.
And we, at my garden club, we had a gentleman talk about just the importance of bees. And, when you realise, my word, without bees...
Keystone species.
So it's so...
We have to look after them.
Yeah, we really do. And we've already made a bit of a hash of things, haven't we? So, we do.
Haven't we just?
Yeah, I mean, jokes apart, we really do need to really look after.
This is one thing that we can do as gardeners, isn't it?
Yeah, we can.
And it doesn't matter what space you've got, small, large, medium.
Yeah.
We can make a difference.
I've got a few friends that will only put things in their garden that attract wildlife. That's all they grow, which is great. Now, we're going to move on to our next item. These are our hardy Japanese anemones. Another late flower, grow really nice and quite tall, about 1 metre or so.
Yeah, about 1 metre in height, maybe a little bit taller you'll get from these. They are winter hardy, not a problem you need to worry about. They do like a sunny position.
Yes,
they will tolerate part shade, but definitely, if you can, as sunny a position as you can possibly give them. 3 different varieties included, 2 of which have that Royal Horticultural Society Award of Garden Merit. You get so many flowers on these plants, though. They really do get covered in large, pretty flowers. And this is generally when a lot of other flowers are starting to fade. It starts in, August time, but it goes through September, October as well.
And do you know what? I think autumn colour is more important than ever, because we seem to be getting these really nice Septembers and Octobers. There seems to be a bit of a pattern lately that we can get
for several years now.
Yeah. So the summer wasn't brilliant this year, but the autumn, September and October, we've had some amazing temperatures. So a fabulous late flower. So as Bex was saying, loves a sunny position. I always think anemones, there is something really delicate about them, but at the same time, they're actually really strong. They don't need staking or anything like that.
No, they're pretty sturdy. They'll hold themselves up. It's not a problem. Even though the flowers are large, they're not weighty, so they're not going to weigh the plant down. You leave it in the ground over winter, a bit of mulch, and you will be rewarded with so many flowers year after year after year with those. They really are a great plant for your garden.
It just shows the size of the plants that you're getting.
Yeah, I mean, they're pretty decent size. I did take one of these out of the pot, because this is the pot you used.
And I know we've said it a few times, but it is a brilliant time to plant perennials.
Yeah, really good.
Yeah, get them in the ground now, because the ground's warm, we're still getting good sunlight, but do it now, and then honestly you will reap the rewards when it comes to spring and summer next year. If you plants always take a while, as you'll know, unless it's a bedding plant or something, but a perennial always takes a while to settle in. And if you plant now, it has the whole winter to settle in and establish, and you'll get bigger and better plants next year and for many, many years to come. Lovely different varieties in those, Bex, as well.
Yeah, really lovely varieties. 3 different colours included. And they are, I just think they're a workhorse. They're the kind of plants that you want in your garden, because it is going to work so hard for you and give you that late summer colour, late summer and early autumn colour that we vitally need in our gardens. Because there's so many others that are fading at that point, aren't there?
They really are. And honestly, anemones are just beautiful. They really, really are. However, we've got a bit of a bargain for you next.
We have, and I'm missing one. Hang on. Here it is.
If you're hearing a bit of rustling, we're searching for bulbs behind the scenes here. I keep saying about trying to get your basket to £30. So don't forget 2 things today. YGTV41, that's the offer code. That unlocks all of the promotions and you'll get 60 summer flowering bulbs free. But also, if you spend £30 or more, you will get free delivery on your order. And nearly everybody, there's only a couple of people yesterday that spent less than £30.
Yeah.
Pretty much everyone spent over £30. And that means you're going to save, a fortune on your postage. So do bear that in mind. But we've got an absolute, I don't use the word bargain very often. I don't like the word because it cheapens things. But this is a bargain. It's a fabulous deal, and you're going to get 300 bulbs. It works out less than 4, just under 4p a bulb.
Yeah, but then when you add in your freebie, your free pack of bulbs that you get by entering that code there, YGTV41.
Well, they're worth $9.99.
They're worth $9.99, but you get an extra 60 bulbs included as well. So you're not just going to get your 300, you're going to get 360 by putting that code in, because this is free with the purchase of this. So then that brings the price per bulb down even further. It is absolutely incredible.
But you know what? The varieties in this collection are amazing, seriously.
They all come to you in one bag like this.
Yes.
But we've taken it out of there because we're going to break it down for you. You are getting months worth of colour from this particular collection. February right the way through to June.
I'm going to say, May, potentially June.
May,
yeah.
Absolutely.
Wow.
You're going to get so much colour from this. Now, this isn't going to happen in your garden because they don't all open at the same time, but just to show you what's included. And let's run through them all so you can see how they're going to open.
And you are going to save £20 on this today. It's one of the best, out of all the bulbs we've got, it's the best deal, basically.
Yeah, it really is.
Totally the best deal. Where are we going to start then, Bex?
We're going to start with the crocus. We're starting with the earliest flowering ones here. So crocus.
15 of those?
15 included. February, March time, they are going to bloom for you. Around 20 centimetre in height is what we're talking about with your crocus.
And I love crocus. So one of the first bulbs to come up. Absolutely gorgeous. Then
we're going on to Iphion. Iphion is March, April time. They're going to start. Those are the star-shaped, bluey coloured and scented as well. They're going to reach about 25 centimetres in height. Then we're going to move on to our daffodils. Now, these are the miniature variety. About March, April time, these are going to flower for you and reaching about 20 centimetres in height as well.
And they're lovely for pots and hanging baskets. They don't grow too big, so really nice.
No, they're really beautiful.
And then what we've got next?
Then we're going on to the tulips. 30 tulip bulbs included there. Gorgeous mixed colours on this one. Loads of different colour varieties included.
No, I'm not being funny. I've seen 30 tulips for $9.99.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
absolutely. I don't know how they put this pack together. To be honest with you,
I'll be honest. I think it's because they've done a bulk deal.
Yeah, it must have done.
So we've got a huge amount of them, so we can massively reduce the price. Right,
April, May time, you're going to get those ones flowering. Then we're going on to, I reckon, Muscari.
So we've not done the Muscari. Get 30 of those.
Yep, lovely flowers here. So these are the...
I call them great hyacinths.
Great hyacinths, yeah. It went out my head then.
Oh, is that what you were thinking?
Completely dropped out my head. Yeah, the grape hyacinth. About April, May time, they're going to come out for you. I do love the grape hyacinth. They are some of the prettiest, aren't they? And these will naturalise so easily. You get carpets of these. They're amazing.
And they're quite a strong flower. When I say that, they don't easily get affected by rain and things like that.
They're so sturdy.
They really are.
Nice and compact as well. They only reach about 15 centimetres in height, so these are absolutely gorgeous. My nan used to have these. I loved them.
And then we've not mentioned the alliums. We've got 2 lots of alliums, haven't we?
Yeah, so Molly, which is the yellow one. So those are the lovely upwards-facing sparklers, reaching about 40 centimetres in height. Those are gorgeous. And we've got the Allium neapolitanum as well.
Which are the white ones here.
That's it, the white globe-coloured ones. How many have we got there? 50 of those. I mean,
that's 300 bulbs.
The displays that you're getting,
I know.
It's just incredible to
get
that amount.
Do you know what I tend to do? I mean, you might think, that's a lot of bulbs to plant. If you've got any spare pots at home, just get some compost, some of our premium professional compost. Just plant them up in pots, give them as gifts. So I like to do little displays around the garden with pots and things.
Yeah, it's really, really nice. You could do a bit of lasagna planting
you could.
With that as well. If you want to check out the YouGarden Facebook page, I know that they posted it on there, and you can work out the lasagna planting based on the depth the bulb needs to go versus when it will flower. It sounds complicated, it really isn't, but that means you'll get months worth of colour out of that one pot.
I think lasagna planting is a lot easier than making an actual lasagna, in my opinion.
It probably is.
It is. I've only made a lasagna once and it seemed to take forever. So look, amazing value. You are going to get all 300 bulbs. You're going to get, as we said, the Allium Molly, the Narcissi, that's the Marie Curie diamond variety, lots of crocus, Muscari, the grape hyacinth, the alliums, and also the tulips as well. Masses of colour in the springtime. And so your first bulbs will be the crocus, and they'll come through probably February time. And then the alliums will probably be the last to flower in kind of May time, generally speaking. So an amazing deal. There's all your tulips. You actually get 30 of those as well, which I'm not being funny, but I would definitely pay $9.99 just for the tulips alone. A lovely collection there, it really is.
Gorgeous collection.
Yes. But good afternoon. Welcome to You Garden TV. It's lovely as ever to be with you. You can buy anything off the website. So if we had people yesterday saying, have you got hedging? Have you got garden machinery? Look, we've got everything pretty much on the website.
Yep.
But what I will, we've even got houseplants, for example. But what I will say is always put the code YGTV41 in your basket, because that will unlock any promotions that are running, and you will get your free summer flowering bulbs as well. But something that I haven't got, but I would love to have. I know you have. Wisteria Amethyst Falls. I've never grown this, but I've always admired it. It's a beautiful wisteria.
Well, I've always loved wisteria.
I
think it's a beautiful plant. It's a lovely flower that you get from it. A lot of the time, you'll get 2 flushes of flowers as well, and they are some of the most desirable flowers. Some of the richest houses have. I do mean rich as well. Yeah, they have the wisteria. You should have one of these. They have the wisteria growing up their houses.
They're cheeky, mate. No, but I've always I don't remember. I'm kind of mine's a new house, but I'm thinking of like the old kind of stately homes.
Absolutely,
and
yeah. Lovely stone-built properties. Yeah. In the place where I live on that side of the village. On that side of the village is all the stone-built wonderful properties, and they've all got the wisteria growing up them, and they look absolutely beautiful. They are really, they're so pretty to look at. Go on.
I was just going to say, but to get a well-established wisteria that flowers can take years. A lot of wisteria, new wisteria, it can take sometimes 5 years to produce its first flowers.
Absolutely.
These are not like that, are they?
These are not like that, no. This is going to reliably flower for you next year. If you get this and you plant this out and you let it establish, you will get flowers on this next year. And then it will just keep getting better for you year after year. This is designed, it's a variety that comes from America. Is bred, thank you, that's the word. It's bred to be a more compact version as well. So there are certain varieties that are incredibly vigorous growers. They will cover a large area very quickly, and that's great. We might want that for certain areas and houses, but sometimes we don't want one that vigorous, and that is what you're getting with this, certainly in its early years at least.
And Craig, who helps us put the show together,
he was talking about this morning.
Yeah, he got this last year.
Yep.
And he was just saying it's flowered twice this year, like spring and autumn. But we always say, yes, you can get it to flower twice, but we always say you probably get less flowers in autumn. But it's had 2 massive lots of flowers.
Did he?
Yeah,
he must know what he's doing.
Hey?
Or it's just a brilliant variety.
But no, it's such a good variety. And we are doing a double up deal, so you can get one for $24.99. But for an extra £5, you can get 2 of these. And don't forget, spend £30 and you will get free delivery if you just spend over £30 today. But I love the fact that it's more compact, that it will suit a smaller garden, that it will flower in its first year of you buying it as well.
Yeah, absolutely. And you know what? It responds quite well to pruning after that. In fact, you should prune it because it does encourage more blooms to come through. So if it does start to get too big or unmanageable, you can start pruning. I do mine twice a year. It's easy, honestly. And then you'll encourage more blooms to come through. It has a gorgeous scent to it as well, doesn't it, the wisteria? Yeah. It's a lovely smell. And bees adore wisteria. So we were talking about inviting wildlife in, inviting bees in. This is one that you will be able to do that with.
I love it, and I mean that, and I really should treat myself to these, because I've not got a wisteria, and I like the fact that I'm not having to wait years, because I think most gardeners can be a little bit impatient, you know.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, and you want the flowers.
Well, I planted my garlic out day before, I'm
said-
going to be looking. Is it growing yet? Of course it's not.
Do you know, I've just had a flashback. When I was a child, I used to take cuttings and things, and I was a terror for like taking a cutting, with rooting powder, putting it in a pot, and literally every day pulling it out.
Is it growing yet? Is it growing yet?
And that certainly didn't help it
No,
grow.
leave it alone. It might actually grow.
But you will definitely get flowers on these next year. 550238. But amazingly, I'm not being funny, 2 of those for £29.98 is phenomenal. But what we're going to do, if you've just joined us, good afternoon. Welcome to You Garden. My name's Shaun Ryan. This is the lovely Bex.
Hello.
And together we are here till 1 o'clock today, but back at 2 until 4 as well. But if you just joined us, let's remind you of some of the absolute favourites, some of the great deals that we've had so far this wonderful Thursday. And these have been really popular. These are the Tulip Red Riding Hood. Now, gorgeous tulips, classic red, but the leaves are really nice. You've actually got bicolour leaves on these. And you can either go for 20 for £9.99, or you can double up. The double up deal today is a massive 40 bulbs for just £14.98. But I love that, and I sometimes think in the winter, the bright colours really stand out. So, I'm saying winter, but these will obviously flower springtime, but the bright colours can really just bring a burst of life to your gardens. They're fabulous, and so the leaves are really attractive as well. 600027 for the Red Riding Hood tulips there. Postage is included on those as well. Then, I know we've talked about it a lot, but I don't think you're going to find a better pansy than the Pansy Cool Wave variety. Now we're doing buy 10 plants, get another 10 absolutely free today. So why is this pansy so good? Well, first of all, it is a prolific flower. This will flower up to 9 months of the year. So if you buy it now, that could still be flowering even in May. And you will get thousands of flowers potentially over those 9 months. Gently cascades, so great for hanging baskets, great for pots and containers, and it obviously is fully hardy, down to about -25. So, it will survive even the most extreme temperatures. Don't worry, look, if it gets frozen one night, you wake up and it could be completely frozen, rock solid, but as it thaws, it will just bounce back to life. Honestly, it's like a miracle to see this pansy. It really, really is. Cannot recommend it highly enough. Postage is included. Now, we've actually got on the show some pre-filled baskets. These have been grown, all the hard work's been done with these. So they've been made up, they've been planted. The baskets are wicker rattan type baskets, so they look really nice, but they are ready to literally hang up right now. So if your summer bedding's just gone over and you're thinking, do you know what, I don't really have time to make up my own baskets, then just buy these and you'll absolutely love them. And they would, again, make a fantastic present as well. They're only £29.98 now. Don't just buy these alone, because you're going to pay £6.99 postage. Add one other item to your basket and that postage will become free. So one extra item in your basket and we will get rid of the £6.99 P&P today. Any order today, we've brought this promotion back. It's actually been the most popular promotion we've done, but free P&P on any order over £30 today, 450155. Then we've got our hibiscus. Oh my word, this is a beauty. So there are lots of different types and varieties of hibiscus. Some are not hardy. I was in the Mediterranean last week and you saw a lot of hibiscus. They would not survive here in the UK. This one totally will. Fully hardy, which means it comes with a lifetime guarantee, and it's the Chiffon lavender. I mean, look at that. Look at those flowers. Look at the colours. Who would not want that in their garden? So it is deciduous. It will lose its leaves in winter. It's actually one of the, I'll be honest, it's one of the slowest to get its leaves back in the spring. So it can take even till May for it to come back into leaf, but it will flower late summer and early autumn, and it just will light up your garden. It does like a sunny spot. I mean, it may tolerate a little bit of shade, but it really will perform its best in full sunshine. It will love being in a sunny spot. I will say they can they can tolerate pretty poor soils, hibiscus, so you don't need a particularly rich soil, but they do like really great sunlight. 510272 at just £14.99. I'm very tempted about myself. Then one of the top sellers today has been the Nandina. Now, one of the things that I often say is, if you've got a small garden, every plant has to earn its place. You don't want things that only look good for a few weeks of the year. This allows you to have interest 24/7, 12 months of the year. When it's cold, the leaves go red, but they don't fall off. So it's not like your other trees where, you know, it gets cold, autumn comes, the leaves go red, then fall off. No, these just change colour. So the colder it is, the redder the leaves, the warmer it is, the greener leaves. But also it will produce flowers, little white flowers, and these turn into berries as well. Quite a compact variety, so ideal for pots. Looks really good in a pot actually, and it actually moves really well. I wish I was the same, but it moves well. And when I say it moves well, it really does. Look gorgeous in a gentle breeze. There's the berries that I was talking about as well. So obviously the birds will really, really thank you for having Nandina in your garden. The offer today, by the way, you get 2 of the Nandina Firepower, but you'll also get 2 of the 11-inch planters as well. And we have got an amazing deal on the show where you will save £35 today. So better than half price. And again, if you just add one other item to your basket, you will get free delivery. So remember, if you can get your order to over £30, you will get free delivery as well. Right, we've still got a few more items to show you on our live show today. And our next one is this one. Again, it's one that I've not grown.
Oh, okay. I adore this Lagostreamia. I've not grown it myself. I've seen it in somebody's garden. Again, round the corner, I go for my dog walk and I spy on everybody's gardens. Oh,
I'm so nosy.
I love it.
Oh, I do.
I think they appreciate it, though. When they see this crazy lady walking down the street and staring in their garden smiling, I think they must look out and think,
well, hopefully.
Oh, she's enjoying my garden.
Hopefully.
I hope so. They don't just think I am a crazy lady. This is absolutely stunning, okay? So this one, when it's in blue, I mean, it looks...
I've got to say, I'm happy with the foliage.
I think I'm happy with that foliage as it is. I love this darker coloured foliage. I'm really a big fan of the dark colour of the foliage on here because it adds wonderful contrast into our gardens, doesn't it?
I think when you look at, you know, some of the top designing gardeners out there, they often put different, well, obviously different colours of foliage together. So that against, I mean, even that against the Nandina, just to,
yeah, I mean, just add that in.
You know, I'm just not being funny, but look, doesn't it look wonderful when you get different colours, different textures together?
Yeah, it's really pretty.
There's bits of my garden because I planted my whole garden myself. It's a new garden, and I do look sometimes and think, oh, I've got too much green altogether there, and you know. I mean,
I'm with you, I get
it. But that's a really interesting colour.
So it's absolutely beautiful, but then once it is in bloom, this is a showstopper because rising up at the top of these, you get these really beautiful, striking red flowers on here, and they really are quite show-stopping flowers that you get. And against that darker foliage, they really are quite contrasting and beautiful, aren't they?
Now, this can grow really quite tall, can't it?
And so it can get up to 3 metres in height, but it's got quite an upwards trajectory, is the word we were using yesterday.
So it's not going to like kind of spread out.
I don't think it'll go massively to the sides. I mean, it will obviously fill out, so maybe a metre and look.
Look at yeah, I like that.
This is what you can expect to get. So do you know what? You were talking about a plant being in the middle, you know, in a lawn where you have like a middle border, a circular round border.
That could be lovely.
That'll be a beautiful feature.
But I'm thinking back of the border as well.
Yeah, for sure.
Wow.
I mean, it does want a bit of a sunny position. So if you're going back of a border, you definitely want a border that's sunny. You know, that's sunny. It is hardy down to -5, so it might be one that you want to give a little protection to. It's one that would work well against a south wall, for example. That would be a perfect spot for this one. It is low maintenance and drought tolerant once it gets established as well. So this is a really good one for you to have in your gardens. It is a deciduous plant, but you know what? We can't. It's all right to have some deciduous plants in our garden. Absolutely, particularly when when we're talking about something that's going to give you that kind of beauty, it is really, really pretty. Flowering June, July, August, September.
One of the really nice things about the selection of Yew Garden, there's a lot of really sometimes quite unusual plants. I mean, we have all the bestsellers and the favourites and the nation's favourites, but we often have on every show some little gems that are a little bit more unusual.
Yeah, and I really like that. And they tend to be the popular ones. Because obviously we love all our favourites and everything, and we'll stock up on our favourites. But when we do bring you something just that little bit unusual, you go for it as much as we go for it. And I really enjoy that, because the gardening for everyone thing, which is the tagline that we have here at Yew Garden, it isn't just some tagline that we're gardening for everyone. No, we genuinely mean it. We do want to provide something for everybody here.
And as passionate gardeners ourselves, we know the importance of gardening. It's really therapeutic. It's something about mental and physical health. The one time in my life I was quite down, it was during lockdown, and I was in rented accommodation, and I was waiting for the house to be built, and I'd lost it. And I've rented many times in my life, and I've created a lovely garden, but I was in the process of moving out, but it got delayed, so I'd cut, and it was just, so I really couldn't get focused on gardening. I was really down, and then I moved into my new garden, and I was really down because it was daunting. It was daunting. I was like, but I love it now, and it's starting to take shape.
Yeah.
And gardens are, they're never finished. It's always ongoing.
They're never finished. It's a constant process. It's like decorating your house. Once you finish, you start again, don't you?
But it's so good and it's so rewarding, isn't it? And it's nice to always try new things as well. So that's the Lagostemmeria, the Indica Crimson Red Black Diamond at just £19.99. Something really special. And needs a sunny spot. Great for adding height to your garden, because it can go up to 3 metres, hardly down to -5 as well. But we've still actually got quite a few things that we haven't shown you. And I'm just looking actually. I've just looking, there's a few things we're going to say for this afternoon as well.
Yes.
So we will be back at 2 o'clock till 4 o'clock as well.
2 o'clock till 4 o'clock.
And if you ever miss a show, you only get to see part of it. If you go onto the Yew Garden website, you'll always see there's a little icon saying Yew Garden TV, and you can click on that, and it will show you if we're live. It will show that we're live, and you can click on the live show. But if not, you can actually click on to the shows that you might have missed.
Yeah, absolutely, because there's a few weeks worth of shows that are on there, so you can actually go back and see any of those things that you might have missed. So
there at the top there, that's a little icon. You might find that at the bottom of the page, depending on whether you're on a computer or a tablet or a smartphone. But if we're live, there's our show times, by the way. So don't forget, we are back at 2 o'clock this afternoon and Sunday from 10 a.m. But if you missed a show...
Look at those smiley faces.
Yeah, there you go.
Smiley faces.
Catch up there. So, honestly, you can always see the shows that you've missed. I was away last week on holiday.
Shaun, you look a bit different.
that's our lovely Hayley and Shaun, some great friends of mine, and they covered for me last week, so I was away.
We were calling Shaun the understudy.
Were you?
Yeah. He's the understudy.
The understudy Shaun.
Yeah.
I'm sure I know Shaun very well, and I know he would have done a great job.
He did a fantastic job. They both did.
Yeah,
they were really good.
They're great mutual friends of ours, and they loved doing the gardening shows.
They do indeed.
Yeah. So
let's hope they get to do some more, right?
Yes. Although
I
can't afford another holiday yet, Bex.
No, all right.
Yeah.
I can't afford holiday.
I've bought too many plants.
I've got 2 kids, so and I love gardening.
To be honest, I love my holiday, but it's nice to be back as well. Anyway, let's move on to our next item now. We have got some really special primulas for you now, and these are doubles.
Ah, yes, these are absolutely beautiful. This is how they come to you, by the way, in these lovely little greenhouses. So everything that you get is speciality packaged. So plug plants like this come to you in these greenhouses, which means that they're just packaged really well in order to deal with, being sent through the post, because that's how they're going to arrive to you. They need to arrive to you in the best possible condition. But let's talk to you about the actual ballerinas, shall we? These are vibrantly coloured, ruffled, double blooms that you are going to get from this, and you're going to get 1 of 6 different varieties. So individual varieties, 1 of each of 6.
God.
And I said that clearly, didn't I? Sort of.
Yeah, you did. I understood
right,
what you meant. Now, obviously, they will flower year after year after year. They will get bigger. They'll form clumps, and you can divide those and get even more plants. but it is the variety that's really special. And I think that really sums them up because they, when you look at the little flowers that are doubles, they, the name Ballerina just seems so They really are
divine. Very, very pretty.
Yeah.
I would definitely buy these along with the Pretty Polly Blushing Peach that we've got on the show as well, because I think they'll all mix in beautifully with each other. They are clump forming, so you'll get more flowers over the years that you can divide and spread out around your garden. They are winter hardy. They want to be in part shade, basically. They are, they're a woodland flower, so we need to recreate those conditions in our gardens. They really don't want to be in full sun.
No.
They'll cope with it, but they don't want to be in full sun. They actually want part shade. You'll get better flowers from it if you do that. You can put them into your pots, you can put them into your borders, you can put them into top of hanging baskets if you want to, so they sit neatly out the top of those.
Sometimes I will do mixed hanging baskets in the winter with primulas and pansies, and it works really well.
Yeah.
Really well.
I never do a mixed basket. I always do one variety. I need to mix it up a bit.
I don't think there's any right or wrong, though.
No, it's just I've always, when you get stuck in a certain way of doing things, and that's what I do. I might try something different sometime.
But they are, I'm not being funny, but you don't often see those in the garden centres. They're one of the most exotic primulas out there, and really, really special.
It's amazing that you can say exotic primula, but it's true, isn't it? They are.
Really pretty.
Yeah.
Now, again, I'm sorry if I'm repeating myself, but if you get your basket to £30 or just over £30 today, you will get free delivery. So if you've got a basket right now and it's about 20, maybe £25, we've actually got next the most affordable item in the show, which is the Primula Pretty Polly. And these are only $6.49 for 3. Mm-hmm. Add them to your order, and say if you get your order over £30, you'll get free delivery. So this is a great little kind of one to fill in your basket. And the fabulous colour of these, it's like a yellow, a really lovely yellow and pink together. I do.
They are, the name of them says everything that you need to know. The Pretty Polly Blushing Peach. They are so pretty. They look like icing on a cake. I mean, they would not look out of place on a wedding cake, would they? They are that beautiful. The colours of them is just stunning.
And I would actually, I like those 3 planted together. For me, that really works. They're so pretty, you kind of don't want to...
Yeah, I agree with you, actually. As much as I would be going for the other primulas, because I think they have a place in our gardens, if you're getting the Pretty Polly as well, just plant those together, because they are standout. They do want to be on their own. Really, really pretty. Just like your other primulas, they're going to reach 20, 30 centimetres height and spread. Easy to grow. They definitely want a part shade position rather than full sun. Winter hardy, naturalising, coming back for you year after year. And actually with this one, there is the potential that you get 2 flushes of colour throughout the year. Really good one, that.
I would deadhead them, by the way. I always think you get more flowers when you deadhead.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I know... sometimes you say, I can't be bothered to deadhead, but especially with primulas, it really is.
It does make a difference.
It does.
We've all learned it, haven't we?
And it just tidies them up as well. If you've got a few dead flowers on it, just get rid of them, and honestly, it makes such a difference.
We were saying about the foliage on primulas as well. They're quite lush. They're quite healthy.
Yeah.
They always the foliage generally always looks really good, doesn't it?
In the summertime, they will kind of die back a bit, and almost some of mine you can barely see in the summer, but they will come back year after year after year. 480-866 for the Pretty Polly Blushing Peach there. At just $6.49. Thank you to everyone that's placing orders, by the way. Don't forget to use the code as well, YGTV41, because that will give you all of the promotions, and you'll get your free summer frying bowls worth
$9.99.
Yeah.
60 bulbs in total you get there. 3 different varieties.
I've lost
as
my
well.
board again, Bex. Oh well.
But you do get 60 of the Dutch
mixed
iris. 60 of the Dutch mixed iris.
I just think we needed 2 boards, didn't we, Bex?
Yeah, that's what it is.
But those are the free bulbs with every order, but you need to put in YGTV at 41, as Bex has just said.
Yes, 60 bulbs in total, 20 of the Dutch mixed iris, 20 of the allium molly, and 20 of the Tritelia included in there, and they are all free with purchase.
There you go. I'll put that safe again. Somewhere where I won't lose
Stick it
it.
to your back or something.
They keep talking about me having, what do they call
Sandwich
them?
board.
Sandwich board, yeah.
I get two of them made, we'll stick a little thing over it, and then you'll never lose it.
I actually think that would be a great idea.
I totally do as well.
Yeah, oh yeah, I could have that one side and then they spend £30, get free
That's
PB
it.
on the other side.
We'll have to have it a bit lower so it doesn't affect your mic.
Yeah, I could just literally spend the whole show just doing that, couldn't I? Yeah.
I'm up for it, let's do it.
I'm up for it as well. Right, something that I only discovered probably about a couple of years ago is this, the Erigon, the Sea of Blossom, as it's often called, garden ready. Do you know what? I'm amazed at how much this spreads. It's a brilliant ground cover. I was...
Oops, sorry.
When because I say I've got a relative new garden, I've only been there 3 years. Anywhere where there's a gap, you just get a weed.
Yeah.
And this is a brilliant ground cover plant.
Yeah, exactly that. So if you don't want the weeds, fill it with something that you want.
Yeah, absolutely.
It happens all the time. And this is absolutely brilliant for that. Because this will spread for you. It's going to reach sort of, 50 centimetre height, 50 centimetre spread from each and every one of these. They look great, by the way, in a pot all by themselves.
Yes,
they look
they do,
lovely.
yeah.
Put a few of these into a pot and you'll get such a gorgeous display. But it's also a very valuable plant to have in those borders to fill in those gaps. And this plant, so that's not two varieties that you're looking at there that we've planted together. That is the one plant. The daisy flowers come out white and then they age and they go a lovely blush colour and then they turn a brighter pink colour. So it's got this lovely colour changing effect that you have on that one plant. They do get covered in these daisies. You do need to deadhead it. Don't leave it. Don't just leave it to do its own thing. Deadhead it occasionally. Not tricky. Just take the shears to it and cut the tops of the flowers off. That will encourage it to come through. It's not a timely, it's not a time heavy job to do. That's not the word I'm looking for. I'll think about it. It doesn't take long.
That wasn't bad.
It doesn't take long.
Yeah.
There's another saying I'm looking for.
Yeah, it's not an arduous job.
It's not arduous. It's not hard work. It doesn't take long at all.
Yeah.
This will deal with a variety of soil types. So generally, if you've got quite poor soil, this will probably cope quite well with it.
I'm just thinking, Bex, because we work together 3 days a week, we are going to get to that point where we just read each other's
other's words, yeah.
You know.
Finish our sentences.
We're going to be like an old married couple and we just...
fighting each other. No, sorry.
No, finish each other's sentences.
That's it, yeah.
But honestly, these are great, really hard work, and don't have to do a lot with them.
No, really, and just they keep flowering for such a long time as well.
Now I've got mine in fairly sunny.
Yeah, they'll cope with a bit of shade.
Yeah.
The more sun you give them, the better flower display you'll get, basically. But I've got them in I've got them in the 3 borders around my garden, and they're all doing okay, to be honest with you. One's more sun than the other, and they're all doing great. So I think the more sun, the more flowers, but don't worry if it's in a part shady position.
And don't worry, they will die down a bit in the winter.
They will, yes.
They won't look great in the winter. Well, it depends on the winter, depends on the weather, but they'll come back year after year.
April to October is really the flowering season you get from these. They don't really like the frosty conditions, so they will then just die back a little bit, but then next year they'll spring back for you.
Yeah. And I love them. I love all the different shades of pinks and whites you get on those. 560-640. They actually are half price today at just £7.49. What a nice show we've had, haven't we? Yeah. Now, another really popular item today has been the Viola Sorbet, the Jump Up mix. And I think that name is actually really apt. These although I might have called them Jump Out, actually, because to me they jump out. The colours are like...
They do.
Yeah, they're
well,
really
the colours
vibrant.
stand out, but they kind of jump up for me. They're nice upright ones. These are, and I think they work beautifully with your Pansy Cool Waves, which we've got right next door to them. So if you're going for your Pansy Cool Waves as your trailing hanging basket or in your pots, I would get the Viola Sorbet Jump Up mix to put in the middle. Because they're the nice compact variety, reaching about 20 centimetre height, 20 centimetre spread, and then put your Pansy Cool Waves around the edge to get the trailing effect going on there as well. Or if you've just got lots of little pots, you can put your Viola Sorbet Jump Up mix in there, and they're just going to stand so proud. They're going to look really pretty.
And again,
crack the pack.
It's fine. By the way, all of our packaging is fully recyclable. I'll just let you know. But just look how healthy those plants are.
Really healthy.
And I'll be honest. Occasionally, I've seen some plants, say, at the supermarket, oh, they look good, buy. Get them home, you take one out of the tray, and all the compost falls away, and you've got some really shallow roots. Look at those roots there.
Garden ready. This is what we mean when we say garden ready, and this is why we always take these out of the packs for you to be able to see them.
They've been really well grown, haven't they?
Yeah.
And you get, so many different colours in these. A lot of the violas here, look, they're bi-colour.
I love that.
So look at that one. That's lovely, isn't it?
Yeah.
Gorgeous.
They're happy plants. They're really happy. And they're going to flower for such a long time for you.
And just to show them compared to the Pansy Cool Wave, you can see they're obviously a lot smaller flowers, but you will get a mass of the small flowers. But they actually do work really well together.
I think they do.
They do.
I really do.
So a lot of you probably going for both of those, but the violas, you are going to get 20 for just £12.98.
That's a pack of 10 there. So what you're looking at in front of us, that is the 20 plants that get delivered to you, ready to plant out, ready to flower their little socks off for you right the way through those winter months, all the way through into the spring next year.
Do you know, I like you, Bex. I'm not a massive fan of winter, but I do kind of get through winter by actually still doing things in my garden.
Yeah.
And there are days, let's be honest, there are certain days you won't go out in the garden. But I make the most of every opportunity. So if it's a sunny winter's day, I'll get out, I'll wrap up, I'll get out there.
Yeah.
And even just looking out of your windows and your patio doors and seeing colour is so important.
I like finding jobs to do over the winter. I never used to. I used to think that you put your garden to bed over the winter and that's it. You don't do anything out there, and then you come back out in the spring. Yeah. Pile on the winter pounds. I never used to go out in the garden because I just thought, well, there's nothing to do out there. You can't garden in the winter. Well, it turns out you absolutely can. There are jobs that you can be doing in the garden all year round.
Yeah. And also, and I know we mention it a lot, but with climate change, you never know what the winter's going to be like. It may be a very cold winter, but it may be a really warm one. We just don't know. And I remember a few years ago, I went to Wells-on-the-Sea in February, and it was 20 degrees. And I got there and I was like, oh my word, I could have worn my my shorts.
Well, do you remember 2020? I know it's a subject we don't like to talk about, but do you remember 2020?
I do. The beginning of lockdown.
The most incredible warm year. I had the best time ever in April.
Yeah, do you remember we went into lockdown in March? I know we try and forget it now, but we went into lockdown in March, and you're right.
Yeah.
And all the people,
the best tan I've ever had.
Yeah. So you never know, and I think it's just really important to plan your winter garden. And a little tip right now. Winter bedding, don't leave it too late.
No.
I have sometimes planted winter pots and baskets up late November, and they've pretty much done nothing until spring.
Yeah.
Because it's too cold and it's too dark and there's not enough daylight. If you plant them now, they'll get really established and they'll be already looking great for the winter.
Yeah, I mean, they'll survive those winter months, but they
course.
need a bit of time to get in and established before they come.
Yeah, and to grow and to thrive. But obviously, as Bex just said, fully winter hardy with the Viola sorbet there mix. And then the other ones, we just mentioned them, but they go really well together, is our Pansy Cool Wave.
Yeah, Pansy Cool Wave, the best trailing pansy that we know of. We think it is absolutely fantastic. It is another one, like the viola, it's just going to keep flowering. It'll flower its socks off. It'll give you 9 months of colour here and so many flowers that you'll barely be able to see the foliage. The picture that we're showing you there, that is achievable. You will get displays like that. You can use these for your hanging baskets just like I have, and I put them out the other day. They're going to fill out and they're going to look amazing. That isn't my hanging basket, but mine is going to look that good.
Well, honestly, mine did look that good, and you might be looking at the screen at home thinking, yeah, really? But honestly, it's such a prolific flower. It is, one of the, it's the best performing pansy we know. And actually, I can't remember where I saw it, but it was on the U Garden social media somewhere. A viewer sent in pictures of their Pansy Cool Wave baskets, and they were phenomenal.
Yeah.
They really were.
Absolutely, because they're such a good performing plant, and this is why it is, at this time of year, it is the most popular, winter bedding plant that we sell. And you can put this into your beds as well, by the way. This is in the hanging basket, and yes, I think, you will use it a lot for your hanging baskets, but you can put them into pots. It will just gently tumble and cascade over the edge, or you can put them into your ground as well. Beds and borders, putting a trailing plant in there actually just means what you get is, excellent ground cover.
Now, if you don't have the time to make your own hanging baskets, look what we've got. We've got ready-made ones, and they are fabulous.
They are fabulous.
Aren't they? I mean, so much work has been done. And I don't feel guilty about buying these because I just haven't got the time to do all my garden at the moment because I've got a pub with my other half and we've got a garden there and I help my mum with her garden. So, some years I've had to make up 20 hanging baskets.
Yeah.
And if I had the time, I'd do that every year. But maybe you've not got the time right now. Or maybe you want to buy these as presents. But maybe you're like my mum. My mum still maintains her garden, but she finds it very hard to plant things up.
Yeah.
So these are garden ready. Now, I am going to point something out. The postage, these are really heavy.
They are.
They are. They're $6.99 to be delivered. However, if you can find one other thing that you want on the show, you'll get free delivery. So all go on the U Garden website. There's been all sorts on there. You don't have to just buy from the show. You can obviously shop across the web, but you will get free delivery once your order gets over £30. So you'll save $6.99 just by buying one other item. But they are amazing. And these wicker baskets, these rattan type baskets, they're going to last you years. You know?
Absolutely. I mean, the thing is, with your Pansy Cool Wave, you can make them come back next year if you look after them over the summer months. Put them somewhere shady. Chances are you can get the Pansy Cool Waves to come back. We don't, though, do we? We get rid of them every year and go and start again. It's up to you.
I think when I'm retired, I probably will.
Spend a bit more time.
And these are they're all strapped in boxes, so they're really secure when they arrive to you.
But they've got the hanging bits on there, so you're ready. I mean, honestly, just undo that bit there. Take some scissors, cut that off.
Right, Bex, so I need to put this down as well.
Yeah, it's heavy, isn't it?
Yeah. Seriously.
We're going to talk about
really good.
favourite.
I'm honestly buying some of those. And then we've also got some, I realised it was quite wet
That's why I was holding it out in front of me.
I look like I've just dribbled.
That's why you were able to hold yours for longer.
Well, over to you, Bex. Got our Fatsia next, haven't we?
We are going with my absolute favourite. Well, not my absolute favourite, but certainly one of them. Definitely one
on your list, isn't it?
It is on my list. I'm having it. I'm having this one in actual fact. I love the Fatsia. It is evergreen. It is luscious. It's got these gorgeous variegated leaves on here. All year round interest with it being evergreen. It can cope with a bit of shade as well.
Yes, it can.
Yes, you want it in a bit of sunshine, so it'll help to maintain the variegation on there, but it will cope with a bit of shade, and I've got shady borders. It's definitely going into that border because I do want something that's going to fill that border as well. 2.5 metres height and spread this is going to reach for you. But not only have you got the year-round interest with the evergreen, beautifully variegated foliage on there, you also will get on mature plants, you'll get flowers, you'll get berries as well. I think this is a total stunner. I think it looks quite dramatic. I think it looks a bit tropical. And the other thing I keep forgetting to say about this, just because it's selfish to me, this is happy and heavy clay, and I've got a clay-filled garden.
It's a lovely plant.
It is beautiful.
And mature plants, you will get the flowers?
Yeah, it does take a little bit of time. So once you've got a mature plant, maybe a few years, you will get flowers, you will get berries on there as well. And it's a decent grower. Like, you've got one, haven't you?
I have. In my old garden, I had the just the standard version.
Yeah.
Then I've got this one in my new garden, and I have to say, it's beautiful all year round. It really, really is.
I love it. And is yours quite a vigorous grower, Shaun? Does it grow quite quickly?
Do you know, it's only a couple of years old, so it's not grown massive yet, if I'm honest. But it's growing well.
Yeah, my
last one went huge.
My friends have got theirs in their garden, and they've had it for a few years, and they've got it growing up against a wall, and wowee, it really does cover an amazing space in there.
My last one was in the corner of the garden, and it just filled it beautifully.
That's what I want it for, really. I really want it to fill that space, because it is so pretty.
Well, $14.99 is your price on the Fatsia japonica castor oil plant, and this one is the spider's web variety. Fully hardy, so it does come, of course, with the U Garden lifetime guarantee as well. And also, don't forget, it will tolerate sort of partial shade. It likes partial shade, actually, but a really lovely plant, giving you foliage all year round, and I love the variegated design. Right, we're nearly out of time. Just a few things to remind you of. We are back this afternoon live at 2 o'clock till 4 o'clock. There's still a few things we haven't shown you today. Actually, we've got a plumbago. We've not seen. We've got a pear tree for $12.99.
Pear tree coming up this afternoon. What else have we missed? Oh, we haven't done the Weigela.
No, there's that.
And there's a geranium roseanne if you want to have a look for that on the website as well.
And there's some gorgeous bulbs.
Oh,
yeah, there's loads of lovely bulbs. But again, you can search them all on our website right now. But we are just going to remind you of some of your other favourites. And a lot of people have been asking about the Nepeta.
Yes, I love this Nepeta. I think it is. I think it's a really lovely plant to grow in your garden. It's also known as a catmint.
Yeah, I've got a cat, and apparently you were telling me it's like a natural catnip.
It's like a natural catnip, yeah. They absolutely adore this. They can roll in it and have a wonderful time. Some people, I was reading that people put stakes in the ground where it is so it stops the cats from completely flattening the plant because they love it so much. So if you've got cats, I think you should give them a treat and get this in your garden. They do absolutely love it. You get spectacular floral lavender blue spikes coming out of here. A long flowering perennial, June through to October. It has the Royal Horticultural Society Award of Garden Merit. It's going to thrive in full sun, but it will cope with part shade. But if you can, put it in a full sun position. Winter hardy. Did I say Royal Horticultural Society Award of Garden Merit?
You can say it again. Shout about it,
Bex. I will say it again because it is very important. It means that it's a proven performer in our gardens. They've rigorously tested it and they've given it that award. Attractive to wildlife, butterflies, hummingbirds, easy to grow. I mean, there is nothing wrong with that, is there?
There certainly is. Now, we are nearly out of time, so just a couple of final reminders. This is your free gift today. You need to use the offer code YGTV41. That unlocks all the promotions. It's like a magic key, we call it. So any promotions that are currently running on the show, it will unlock those. But most importantly, it will also give you your free gift, these 60 summer flying bulbs worth £9.99. And we've got there the iris.
Yeah, Dutch iris, mixed Dutch iris, lovely colours. The allium molly, which is that yellow one there, and the trichlea are included as well. 20 of each of those summer flowering bulbs.
And if you already got your free gift, maybe from ordering a few weeks ago, you can always get another one. So that's your free gift.
How many packs have you got, Shaun? How many packs of bulbs?
I've got about 10 packs of bulbs. Yeah. But I've got a couple of days off after today, so
be in the garden.
I will be in the garden.
I do not have a day off.
Do you not?
No.
Oh, bless you.
Working tomorrow.
Bless you. I've got 2 days off to get the garden sorted. What else did I need to tell you? Yeah, spend £30 to get free delivery, don't forget as well. Just spend over £30 and you will get free delivery. And the club is really important as well.
Oh yeah, please join the club.
Yeah, I think we've had quite a few. We always get quite a lot of... we always get quite a lot of new members every single show, but it's worth it. It's £5 a year on auto renewal.
Yep.
You can cancel at the end of the 12 months, so don't worry about that, but it will give you so many benefits, including 10% off all of our plants and things like our compost as well. And you even it's almost like getting £20 cash back as well, because you get £20 worth of vouchers that you can spend over the year.
And I've still got my £5 to spend. You get one to spend every 3 months, don't you? So I've still got my £5 to spend.
Yeah, I say Mia.
I'm excited.
Yeah. Right.
Red Riding Hood. Talk about that.
You
Tulips.
have loved these as well. Now it's buy 20 for £9.99. Or you can double up and go for 2 lots of those for $14.98.
Amazing.
I love obviously the red for me, it's a classic tulip colour, but I think the leaves are really nice.
Yeah, I think this is an added point of difference with this one. The flowers are beautiful, obviously, and I think red tulips are gorgeous, but just that lovely added interest with that purple kind of foliage that you're getting on there. It's just a little point of difference for you. And, tulips, iconic, just classic spring bulb. That we really, really do enjoy in this country. And I had bright red tulips last year. I'm not sure I've got any red ones this year. Obviously the ones that were still there. But they will come back for you year after year as well. They're going to be stunning for you.
Now we've got lots
we didn't talk about this one.
No, this is coming up this afternoon.
Yes.
We've got geraniums coming up later.
Geranium and potentilla.
Yes.
This is the bare root, the festival mix. It's been popular for us yesterday. So
we've also
go for that
got...
One. What are you looking for now?
A few of the
plumbago.
Plumbagos. available.
Such pretty flowers on here.
I saw this. I was on a Mediterranean cruise. I can't mention that, can I?
No,
last
you can
week,
talk about that.
I actually took a picture of me with this gorgeous plumbago behind me, but that is coming up a little bit later on. What else, Bex?
We've got a pear tree that isn't in the studio at the moment. It's out there, so we'll bring that in for you. We've got another amazing deal on the pear tree for you this afternoon. And I think, was there one other thing down here?
There's loads. There's loads of bulbs.
To find some more.
Yeah, sorry. Anyway, look, there's loads. You'll have to tune in at 2 o'clock to find out. You really will. And we will also be live this Sunday, 10 o'clock till 2 o'clock as well.
New items on that show as well. We've saved some for Sunday.
So thank you so much to each and every one of you. We love you watching. We love you being part of the You Garden team. And gardening really is for everybody. We always say what it is, isn't it?
Absolutely.
And I think over the next 12 months, we're gonna get some great deals, save lots of money, but we're also all gonna learn a little bit every show.
I'm learning. I'm thoroughly enjoying it every week. I'm researching plants and looking at plants. It's the best job ever.
And we're trying new things in our gardens as well. We are nearly out of time, aren't we?
Yeah, gonna go get some lunch. I'm hungry.
So, we will see you back here at 2 o'clock. And don't forget, if you've got any questions, you can message us on Facebook Live and YouTube Live yourself. For myself, Shaun Ryan.
And me, Bex Edwards.
We will see you hopefully in 1 hour's time.